There we go.
We're live?
Should be.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Anime Club.
Hello, all of nobody.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. I was wrong. It's not all of nobody.
Hello, is that Frostshard?
Yay, it's Freshard!
Beautiful.
I want that back.
What was it?
My phone.
You don't need it.
Rude. Yeah, surprisingly. The faithful nemesis has returned. At last. Okay. Alright, now we're good to go. Oh.
Sorry if I'm clearing my nose a bit here. We had stew, and it was very, very good at clearing my sinuses.
I make good stew. I really do well with all sorts of, like, soup-adjacent things in general.
You have a good sense of the spice for them.
Yeah, soups and breads. Really good at those sort of things. But yeah, it was good soup. It was good soup. I say stew. It needed to be a little thicker to really truly be stew, so it was closer to soup.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, a little bit of time, like, sitting in the pot. Like, once it becomes leftovers, it'll kind of thicken up into stew. You know, since I didn't use additives to make it any thicker, but it will sort of condense on its own as it's reheated.
Normally you'd use something like a tiny bit of flour or something.
Yeah, a little bit of flour, a little bit of cornstarch, something like that. Like, for example, egg drop soup, you have to use, like, cornstarch slurry to thicken it to, like, the consistency that you want. Which is fine. Or, like, in the case of the potato soup that I make nowadays, I don't add any thickener. But the soup base, right, is like potatoes and chicken stock, and then you add cream, and you add cheese, and then you blend, like, the main base of the soup. So it thickens on its own because of the potato starch, once you blended it, and then I add back in, like, a chunk of potatoes that were, like, cut up into small bits. What do you mean my elbow in Knick-Knack's frame? Or is it Knick-Knack's elbow in my frame?
Nah, I don't think my elbow reaches your frame.
Oh, so I can. All right. Yeah, well, the unfortunate part is it's not super comfortable for... Yeah, no, your elbow reaches my frame and my elbow reaches yours.
Yeah, I see it. You're right. You're right.
Here, I'll just scooch this way slightly. Yeah, it kind of... We have 2-camera setup, but the 2-camera setup doesn't really provide for us to be in, like, 2 different locations in the room and still be able to see the screen, both of us and you guys.
And if I moved over to the side a bit too much, unfortunately, I get blocked by the microphone.
Yeah. As right now, the microphone is on a boom arm right over there, which is fine. It is what it is, you know? It is kind of how stuff just has to work in this room. It's very small. We don't have a studio. This is the studio, for all intents and purposes. But yeah, it was good soup, but yeah. So, 6 years.
Christ.
6 fucking years. We started this before COVID.
Yes.
There was
it was
a
like the year
pandemic.
before COVID.
Yeah, it was 2019. Still counts. But we are once again at the end of yet another season.
Every year it's like a little bit closer to, wait a minute, we would have been doing this for a decade.
Yeah, we've officially crossed the halfway point in because
Yeah.
we're starting season 7, our 7th year, you know. And for you guys, you're watching us stream this right now. We officially recorded the last episode of season 6 probably about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
6 weeks ago ish, and we've already recorded the first couple episodes of season 7. Yeah, that's fair. Unfortunately. You know what, actually, Knick-Knack, scoot that way slightly and let me shift the camera positioning, perhaps. There we go.
Yeah, that's
now
probably
we won't
a lot better.
Yeah, we won't be in
Center
each other's
myself a
frames
tiny
now.
bit like this.
Yeah, if I move my Chibarashka, it'll help too, because that's what's dangling off the mic into the frame for you.
I needed that entire mic to come tumbling down while you moved the plush.
There we go. Alright, Chibarashka is moved, so that means that now we can see Knick-Knack and me unimpeded in 2 separate corners. Which means we're far enough away that it's harder to hit one another as well.
I still hit you if I want.
Harder, but not impossible. Not impossible. And I'll just rehang Chibarashka later. Oh, okay. But yeah, so let me swap over. I've got another screen prepared for you guys. I don't know how visible this is going to be. We're going to see what the compression does to this. I'm at like 200% zoom on my document.
I'll be able to tell you in a few seconds. I've got it going here.
Yeah. So we're switching over to our season 6 list.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, good. Because I've got it up to like really, really high magnification for me. Like, God, I would never keep my own Microsoft Word that big on that screen. I mean, you're seeing it in person. That's disgusting. Can you imagine typing an essay like that? That's horrendous. That's horrific. I would die. But yeah. So I think...
I literally said it just as a off-the-hand reaction before we started. I cannot believe that Gerzy's Wing was this year.
You cannot
that
believe
was such a fever
first...
dream. That feels like that was one from 3 years ago.
So I'm going to be honest here. Everything before the first Fate Apocrypha to me feels like it didn't happen this season. And I think I'd be willing to bet if we went back and we looked at where the season broke for recording when I went to Europe.
Probably around
That's
Fate
why.
Apocrypha.
Yeah, because I think we might have split the season right around there. Because obviously we were off this last season we were off for almost 2.5 months in the middle.
Yeah.
Because of my trip to Greece for the work I was doing at the Agora. So it does feel like it was sort of another world. In what we were, some of these that we were filming. So you guys see the title says Random Dump. That's referring to the fact that I think last season we used rando like every single other submission was rando. And it's because we're trying to clear out the random hat slightly. Because I think we made the agreement a couple seasons back that when we got to the point where we had 365 anime in the hat, we would need to stop submitting new things to the hat and start pulling more things from the hat. That way the hat would actually get like a value of use out of it per se, because it felt like we were putting things in the hat and then we were suggesting things separately from what was in the hat, and just kind of anything we put in the hat was sort of like it'll come out eventually, so now I don't have to worry about ever thinking about it again. Mm-hmm. But that meant that the stuff that was in the hat was just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there, and it feels like there's a lot of things in the hat that have been in there for a really, really long time and it never, like, we've still not watched. And like I think the smartest way, if we had known that this was going to go for 6 years, I would have said that we should have added an extra factor to our tracking, and we should have tracked what season we put things in the hat, right? Like when we submitted certain anime, That way we could have seen like what the percentage was on like animes coming out, like were we actually getting a fair amount of stuff coming out from like the stuff we put in originally, or were we kind of getting a lot of new stuff? Because I think the standout this season is that we got Dumbbell Nani Kilowa, right? Which has been in the hat since season 1.
I think when we designed the hat system in season 1, it was designed with the season 1 system in mind, where we could submit the same thing multiple times to increase the odds it came out.
Yeah.
We're not doing that anymore. So we're season 1, it kind of like it did maintain a good size. Yeah. Everything afterwards, it kind of just blew. Because
like in season 1, for example, I think you submitted Fate Stay Night like 8 times. Yeah. And I submitted, I think One Piece was in there like 7 times.
And somehow we watched Katekyo 3 times in those 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, which was wild. Obviously Random Dump, because we were trying to get rid of stuff in the random hat. And we did do a fairly decent job, especially with not submitting things. But I think what not allowing any submissions did was it meant that anytime that we came around to like one of our own picks that wasn't from the random hat, we wouldn't pick anything from the random hat at all, because we were picking the stuff that we would normally have put as a submission into the random hat, which is fair. I think that's fair to say. That's kind of how season 6 kind of spanned out. As you can see, I actually keep all this stuff listed in the same document. So like there's 5, and you can see where we stopped using like the general approval scale in the middle of at the beginning of season 5.
Y'all don't know how much of a behind the scenes fight that was.
It genuinely was a behind the scenes argument. Yeah. Because I I did not want to get rid of the rating system, and Vorn was kind of on my side here in that he agreed that we should have some sort of rating system better than just, I liked it, I didn't like it, it was okay. But you really didn't want to keep with the rating system.
I thought it was kind of a crutch for us. And I feel like our discussions have gotten better since we stopped having to lean on, I approve, I disapprove, meh.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've gotten better at talking about these anime with each other since then.
But I would argue if that's cause and effect, right? I think we might be... I think, to me, it seems more like causation versus what's the other one, the thing that people argue, because I think we've just gotten better because in the last couple of years we've tried to focus a little bit more on listening to each other and talking.
Well, it was never you. It
Yeah.
was never you. I got you out of the habit of just saying, I didn't care for this in, like, season 1.
Yeah.
Vorn, though,
Yeah.
and Realm to an extent, when they were pretty middling on an anime, it was becoming meh.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest. I think you kind of attribute that potentially to the loss of the rating system. I attribute it to the point that about 2 years ago, I got sick and fucking tired of you picking on me, and so I started picking on them. And trying to redirect your picking towards a different person with a different scab, with more emphasis, right? Like, I started trying, because nowadays, like, if we're recording, I edit these out typically, but sometimes when we're recording, we'll be sitting quietly for a minute, and I'll just be like, hey, Vorn, Realm, I need you to actually talk, or give a thought, And then I'll take that out in post, because, like, it's just the sometimes you just need that extra, like, second to kind of push them into saying something, or trying to think about something deeper, or with more emotion, And I've gotten better at that as well. Conversely, you and I are both still incredibly bad at letting each other speak, and we're both still incredibly bad at listening to one another.
There's been a couple times this season where, like, not even with the anime discussions, it's more with the off the shelves where I'm like, yeah, because I edit one, I'm like, yeah, we're really bad about trying to make points, and then while we're making the point, the other person cuts us off and immediately disregards the point.
Yeah. There's at least 2 Freyren episodes that have more cut time than uncut time because of that. Like, genuinely, I think one I just took out 10 minutes in the center of the video where I was like, this is non-productive bitching at each other, not even at the book. This is just hell. So, it's kind of what's happening. But, oh man, how do you want to do this? What's your plan for today? Because you've got the schedule and the general...
So... I kind of wanted to go back through the submissions here. Best we can. Obviously, some of these are so long ago, I don't think we'll have much to say on them. I didn't collect any...
And then I'd like to start this out with a strong statement. We started this season with the series that broke Trash Taste for us.
Yeah.
Like, actually. We'll discuss it when we get to what we're doing for Season 7, but Garzy's Wing actually broke Trash Taste functionally for us. It no longer functions because the last couple of seasons, our Trash Taste picks were always something that one of us found and thought was really, really meme funny, right? Or was really, really funny in the community. And this time, we actually couldn't think of anything that we all agreed would go.
So we just looked for, like, the worst anime of all time, hoping that we'd be able to meme on it.
Yep.
But...
And then we got Garzy's Wing, and to be fair, it was a hilarious episode to edit. I edited that one, you didn't. And it was really funny to edit. I actually think it's quite a funny...
No, actually, I might have edited Garzy's Wing.
You might have done. One of us did, but...
I think I remember it being, like, a joke from, like, you gave me fucking Garzy's Wing?
Yeah, because I gave you Garzy's Wing so I could keep Prince of Tennis. That was it.
Yeah.
Because back at the beginning of this season, I think it became less obvious later in the season, but at the beginning of this season, we were splitting the editing of the podcast a little bit more evenly, and then at some point, I just stopped.
You stopped assigning me things, and to be fair, I just stopped having a lot of time. I started having to use the time I was using for editing, for catching up on reacts and off the shelves. That'll be something we talk about later, too, I'm sure.
Yeah, so... Garzy's Wing, the anime that broke our system because it was just so bad and not in a good way.
In fairness to Garzy's Wing, I don't think it's entirely Garzy's Wing's fault. This has been something that's, like, what the idea of a trash taste has kind of been a trouble every year for the channel.
Yeah.
Because the first trash taste wasn't really a thing, and then there was a couple trash tastes that Vorn was, like, deeply against.
Yeah, because Vorn hated...
interspecies
reviewers, like, actually hated it. Like, he was very uncomfortable with that series. And part of that was because he watched the uncensored version because he was pirating it. And we did tell him not to do that. And he did do it, but it was also a series, like, Vorn was pretty, like, not comfortable with that series. You know, like, the rest of us thought it was fucking hilarious. But Vorn did not find the same level of amusement in it as we did.
But then at around that same time as we're rethinking trash taste here, it becomes more obvious that we all have certain boundaries we don't necessarily want to purposely be crossing every season.
Yeah.
Like, you've brought up some anime that you just would fundamentally not want to watch if we put it in, even if it would be trash taste. I know a few anime that I would, like, if I were just trying to pick the weirdest, most stupid anime concepts I could totally throw it in. Hey, but then Vorn or Seki would have very big disagreements about that.
Guys, my argument for continuing season 7 with trash taste was Vampire Knight.
If y'all want to know what mine was, the next one I was proposing was School Days.
I really thought that I won there with Vampire Knight. Actually, that the argument that we had between those two is what finalized the elimination of trash taste.
I was like, we just have different ideas of what trash taste would be.
Yeah, so... You know.
We couldn't even agree on the peace-off ride throughout there, which was beginning after the end.
Yeah, because I didn't like that, because I felt like it was shitting on something that I genuinely enjoy, and I feel really bad about it not being great. But like, you didn't really... For you, it was funny that it was so badly animated. Oh, man. Alright, but moving on from Garzy's Wing, Prince of Tennis, obviously this was me putting it back in the hat. I actually got a better opinion out of this section than I did out of the last one, which was funny.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and then... But, I mean, you know, it's Prince of Tennis. I never really expect you guys to really enjoy that the way I do. A Sign of Affection was... Huh?
No, just Sign, because that was one of the ones that Realm sniped you on.
I was so mad at him for that.
You had a huge crash out when we were planning season 7 because of that.
I did. Genuinely, there was almost a rule implemented in season 7 specifically because Realm selected A Sign of Affection right before I was going to. And I was pissed.
I had to talk you off that ledge.
Yeah, I was ready to take the whole channel down with me in a ball of flames.
And this is not the idea we went with season 7. The idea of season 7 originally was we were going to only submit things that were already in the hat, and then we had limited submissions throughout the season into the hat. So we could paste the hat, but we wouldn't. We would still be trying to cut down on our hat submissions.
Yeah.
Seki got really, really upset at that Sign of Affection, as well as a couple other times where some of us have stolen things from her for submissions.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, behind the scenes, y'all, Knick Knack keeps some level of, like, score here when we're talking about, like, best and worst, like, who had the most good anime.
Not these days.
Not these days, but you used to, right? And so, like, for me, I'm like, I know we're gonna like Sign of Affection, and I wanted to put that in, and that was mine, and then Realm just comes along, and Realm's like, I think I saw a trailer of this. I think it looks kind of good. And I'm over here like...
Her idea was she didn't want us to be able to submit anything that wasn't submitted into the hat by ourselves.
Yeah. You submit from your own submissions.
I had to talk her off that. And basically I was like, you know, when we're doing these, you could totally... that just stops you from being able to negotiate things coming out that have shared interests, right?
Yeah. But A Sign of Affection went over very well. And then... Kaiju number 8 was a standout winner for you three, but not so much for me.
You didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it as much as you three did.
Yeah.
And I remember that you guys really liked it, because I think I got you some Christmas presents that were like Kaiju number 8 themed. Either you or Vorn.
I think it was Vorn.
I think it was Vorn, because Vorn really liked Kaiju number 8.
I'm pretty sure mine was a Frerin thing.
That's right, yeah. And then Garden of Sinners, which we knew you'd be getting back to at some point, and now we know... from a recent stream, why you're not potentially going any further so quickly.
Yeah, Garden of Sinners. So 4 was a movie I think we ended up cutting a lot of that, but we got in. That's where if you've ever seen me memeing about not wanting to edit a video and purposely getting into an argument so that Seki takes control of it, that's Garden of Sinners 4 and 5.
Because you and I have different editing styles. You are more likely to leave in awkward moments, right? Where we're like genuinely having like unpleasant disagreements and stuff, like unproductive moments, right? And I'm more tempted to take unproductive like arguments out because I don't feel that they're constructive to the overall discussion of an anime, right? And I think it kind of paints us in a bad light, right? And the thing is, obviously, this is a curated persona you're seeing from like all four of us, you know? Like this is not necessarily exactly how we behave and argue, you know, in real life.
That's why I kept trying to make you snort milk earlier.
Shut the fuck up. But I do tend to be a little bit more conservative about the stuff that I cut out because I've seen some comments in the past being like, it's a little uncomfortable when we hear like two of you arguing like to the point where it almost doesn't seem like it's a joke. And sometimes Nick Nack and I can get into it to the point where it isn't a joke anymore. Like we've done that like a fair bit. We're good friends. So obviously it's something that like we can very easily overcome, but we do have a tendency to get on each other's last fucking frayed nerve.
Look.
At the best of times.
The way I see it, it's fun to document these go at each other throats arguments because it's a fucking anime. If there's anything that doesn't matter that we're going at each other pretty harshly over, it's anime.
I guess I'm just a fan of revisionist history.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
5 was pretty well received.
Yeah, 5 was well received.
And the reason why I'm not doing 6 or 7 anytime soon on movie, and this is if you miss this stream, I'm gonna keep this brief. 6 is bad, and 7 is great. With very, very, very uncomfortable subject matter in a scene that Seki and Vorn will probably object to if I show them it. So I'm kind of waiting until I've shown Seki the novels first, where I know Seki's a little bit more open if she's read it first than if she's getting it just the visual experience first.
Yeah. Then we had Life Lessons with Uramichi Onisan, which I thought was going to go over a whole lot better than it did with you specifically. Which was wild, because I remember when Uramichi Onisan came out and when people were memeing it, we were all loving the memes. That's when I put it into the hat.
Memes are funny.
But then it took a while to come out, and when it did eventually come out, you didn't enjoy it as much in the case of in the case of a full anime.
It was just because I think that anime, it has the Saturday, like there's a couple movies where that I say have the Saturday Night Live effect, where it's a funny concept, but watching it for, like, watching a full movie on it, it's like, why did this have to be 2 hours? This was, like, this could have been a 5-minute Saturday Night Live skit, and it would have been just as funny, if not funnier.
Yeah. Aka 13, which I don't remember. I actually just don't.
I remember having a lot of problems with it, because, like, as a political science major in college, I had a lot of problems with just how badly executed the concept was.
Aka 13 and Fate Zero share the same space in my brain, which is not in my brain anymore, apparently.
See, but one was a dark show that you watched in the middle of quarantine when you didn't want to be watching that kind of thing. The other one was what should have been a pretty high point in our channel.
Yeah.
That you should be remembered.
Yeah, no. Or on High School Host Club, I still can't believe that you hadn't seen it before we watched it.
I watched like an episode with you before.
I know, but like just in general, it just feels like it's such a cultural icon of Western anime.
Yeah, before my time.
Yeah.
People don't realize. I have to stress. I got into anime probably the latest out of the entire channel.
Which feels so weird because I don't know, for some reason in my head, and I think it's because you were into Pokemon as a kid, I just associate you as an anime kid. Because of the Pokemon thing.
It's literally just Pokemon.
Yeah. So, then my first fairy tale submission. This will not be the last time we talk about fairy tale, but my first fairy tale, which was finishing up the Grand Magic Games from the previous season. And then Raeliana, the disappointment to me. I felt so bad about that. And then
what's funny is you submitted Raeliana. I think I was much more happy with Raeliana than you were.
Yeah, I was very disappointed by it.
I think it was just because we haven't seen a lot of that kind of style animated on the channel, so it was like it was different. Right? I see how that was for you.
Let me pop in to see what people... see, Zara Herrera, Redo of a Healer will never be something we review on this channel because Vorn would be extremely upset and deeply uncomfortable reviewing that, personally. I also don't think I'd be particularly comfortable reviewing that. Just on a personal note, but he and I tend to have the most conservative perspectives when it comes to sort of the things that we want to watch, right? when it comes to like rough topics and just nasty shit.
It's like Redo of a Healer is one that I'd be fine reviewing on the channel, but I see why they're not. Another one was a more recent one. It's the based off a visual novel. It's that Sex Island one.
Oh, I have no clue.
You guys will probably know what I'm talking about. Trash Taste has talked about it. It's one of the more memed on series this last year, but I don't see Seki or Warren particularly wanting to watch that one.
Yeah. Jen has a comment about, I think, Kara no Kyokai, Garden of Sinners, which, I mean, I don't know anything about that, so...
I don't have much of a comment. I've heard the book's really good for 6, so I'm sure there's things that shine through with the movie. It's just... It's the least well-received one, so it's not like... I don't hate it, but it's not one that I think I'm like, I need to show you guys something like I was with, like, 5.
Yeah. As for my memories of Fate Zero, I will someday rewatch that anime. Someday, at some point. It will happen, I promise. It has not happened yet because I have not had time. And then, I don't know, Dakota Doyle. I actually like some of those, but maybe that's because I started reading a couple of those like a couple of years ago before they were that popular. So you might at some point see like 1 or 2 of those on the channel because I think I've put 1 or 2 into the hat. But continuing on from Raeliana, we have Fate Apocrypha, which was a pretty big hit with everyone.
Yeah,
and also we had a bum rush of reacts right before Fate Apocrypha because we wanted to try to get me through as many servants as we could that were in it so that I wouldn't technically... I remember because it meant that I had to binge the first half of Fate Apocrypha like 2 days before we filmed, and I don't normally binge 2 days before. Like I am a little bit better about that these days.
But it was probably a much more satisfying experience for once we had done that.
Yeah, like actually getting to like pay attention and enjoy.
I'll say this, Fate Apocrypha is not an anime. Unlike like previous seasons, there's always a Fate like on Anime of the Season nomination. That's not the case this season.
No, it's not because Fate Apocrypha was bad. It's just because we had a couple other things that hit it out of the park.
I just think Fate Apocrypha is pretty inoffensive Fate.
Yeah.
Like you get what you're looking for. It's Fate.
Yeah. And then Durarara, what genuinely, looking back at editing, Durarara was possibly one of the best discussions we had the whole season, right? From my perspective as the person editing it, right? Because I feel like Durarara actually had... Because we didn't really meme on it like we did with some of the later things that we're going to talk about, where we had like really long, fun discussions, but it was because we were making jokes and like cracking jokes all the time. Durarara, we actually had a really good discussion about, I felt. And we all enjoyed Durarara.
Yeah.
It was just,
There's a lot to sink your teeth into with Durarara, and I think it shows through with the discussion itself compared to other stuff.
Exactly.
We could skip that one.
Yeah, I know, right? Never mind. And we brought that up in the discussion. Because I think right around the time, close to when we did Durarara, I had read Strange Fake.
Yes.
It was actually relatively close together timeline-wise for me. So I definitely brought it up.
By the way, if anyone has an Alamo Draft House near them, you guys can actually watch, like in early December, you guys can watch the first 4 episodes of Strange Fake. I won't be able to make it more than likely.
Yeah.
I want to, but unless it's like scheduled at like 9:00 p.m. where I can drive in to San Francisco after I get off work, that's not happening.
Then we had Solo Leveling Season 1, which I was super happy about. I think it was inevitable. I hate to use the word inevitable, but it was inevitable that we were going to review Solo Leveling on the channel. Honestly, I was almost surprised we did it as part of Season 6, because the thing was, I watched it, Vorn watched it, Realm saw some of it. I mean, you were watching. Like and all of us had read up to a certain point, which was we had all read the equivalent of the first season in the manhwa at least. And Vorn and I had read the light novel, so it was kind of like a foregone conclusion that we would be doing Solo Leveling, just because it's one of the. I think it might be the only anime I can say in 7 years that we have all pre-consumed the written form of it, like the webtoon, and to some extent most of us had seen bits and pieces of the anime before we watched it. Like it was surprisingly universal, and that's highly likely it will never happen again.
No,
because like it's very, very rare that that shit happens for us. We just have 4 different tastes in anime.
I'm sure someone else on the channel read the source material for Rosario Vampire.
Yeah, me.
Oh, you have?
I actually own 4 of the volumes. They're down there in my junk shelf because I think I got them for like $1 each from a manga sale at a used bookstore. And on that topic, I forgot we did Rosario Vampire.
That was one of those bombs that I placed into the hat on purpose, knowing it was shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Rosario Vampire. Look, I think it's funny how stupid it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. The shift between her as a human and her as a vampire is literally just that her tits and boob get bigger and her skirt and shirt get smaller. Platinum End.
Oh, that one was tragic for how much I had hoped for it.
I felt really bad about that. Well, I feel bad in retrospect because I think it had so much potential, but it just wasn't.
It's like it sped ran Death Note's decline. Because it's the Death Note author.
Yep.
Death Note and Bakuman guy wrote Platinum End.
Yeah.
But it feels like, I described this in the episode, it was like you were watching one of those short-lived manga from the Bakuman series, where like you could tell they were having problems partway through and that it was tanking.
Yeah, and on that note, we come to the second major fight of this season.
Why is it always randos that you submit?
I know, especially because for this one, I was the one that y'all were mad at because I didn't really like it. And you loved it. But I didn't watch it before I pulled a Vorn. I just put in something that had been that I'd added to my list and hadn't gotten the time to watch. That's something the Vorn typically does. I'm typically better at only putting in things that I know, right? Mm-hmm. And I generally try to put things in that I enjoy. But I pulled a Vorn that time, and I just put in something I didn't know, and I didn't end up enjoying it.
I'll say it's become less abnormal that someone besides you is the one that disagrees with the pack. I've done that a couple times in the last few seasons.
Yeah. Vorn's entrance into high-speed racing for us.
Vorn is on a racing kick right now. You guys will see as time goes on, but he's entering a racing phase.
It's not that he's in a racing phase now, it's that he really likes racing anime in general, and he's just never really been confident that any of us would enjoy it, which is absolutely wild, because the man knows that I love me some trashy fucking sports anime, and racing anime is sports anime. So High Speed Étoile actually did really good for us. Like, we were all pretty happy about it.
That was one of my favorite discussions. Like, High Speed Étoile was okay, it was fun. But the discussion was real, like, it got really in the weeds, because you guys were, like, you're a big fan of...
yeah, I'm a big F1 fan, yeah.
So it got very technical. I had a lot of fun with that discussion.
Yeah, and then Sasaki to Pichan, which feels like the fever dream of the season to me. Like, I remember Garzy's Wing. Sasaki to Pichan feels like a fever dream.
You know what? I almost feel like that's because of the genre balancing that series does, though. It feels like you watch, like, 3 different shows.
Yeah. Which is not a bad thing. It just was.
I kind of do want to watch season 2 when it comes out, because they're doing a season 2.
Absolutely not, Dakota Doyle. We have not seen that. Frostshard, I'm generally better than this. I try to be better than this.
Dakota Doyle, I have seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Oh my god. Wait. No, I haven't.
I don't think Seki...
What? Gushing over magical girls? No.
But I'm thinking Zerahura has to have been talking about something else.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say I don't think I've seen that, unless that's not the name of it and it's named something else. Is it not? Is it called Gushing Over Magical Girls?
No, that's the name of it.
I've definitely not seen that. Yeah. Because I don't like magical girl shows traditionally.
Yeah, this is not a traditional magical girl show. It's another one of those anime that's like, oh yeah, this is trashy, but Seki and Vorn would have real problems with it.
Yeah,
that's another one on my list of this is something that could be argued for trash days, but would cause controversy in our club.
Yeah, and then Blue Exorcist, which I knew Realm had been wanting to get to for a while, so I was surprised it took him that long to just put it in. You know,
it wasn't a rando.
Nope.
Huh.
I have every single rando marked here with our name in brackets besides it, so that we know who submitted each rando. Because that's how I keep track of it. But yeah, no, Realm actually just put that in uniquely. And that was one of those ones where, like, no. Yeah, I think you're on Shared Trip and Balls. Yeah. But yeah, Blue Exorcist was just kind of. I think it was less. It was whelming. To quote a Robin joke from Young Justice, it was whelming, not overwhelming, not underwhelming, just whelming.
Yeah, it was a shonen anime.
Yeah.
Well, what can you say about it? It's
Yeah.
that era of shonen.
Mm-hmm. And then honestly, the best part of the season, how heavy are the dumbbells you lift, which was kind of iconic in a lot of ways because I think it was the first time someone else, like someone outside of the main club's submission came out of a hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first guest submission that ever went into the hat. So it was kind of poetic that it came out first as well, because both Cece and Bakage have put in other things into the hat, like a couple of other things, and they're labeled in the spreadsheet, guys. So you know, if you're
we even have the stuff
spreadsheet.
at we've taken suggestions that have gone in.
Exactly, but how heavy are the dumbbells you lift? You know, which we loved, like genuinely.
Yeah.
Actually, how heavy the dumbbells you lift, I think probably would have fit the bill of one of our Trash Chase submissions in the same way that Keijo did. Honestly, like if it hadn't already been in the hat, that would have kind of been probably the next iteration of like a Trash Taste or something, because it's that level of like meme funny and yet not horrendously lacking in taste in a way that Vorn will hate, you know. And then we finished Fate Apocrypha, which and we were all happy about that, you know.
Yeah.
And then you tortured me. You tortured me, Knick Knack, with Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Second Attack.
Look.
I don't like that series.
I actually enjoy that series a fair bit, but I understand why Seki doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Does that mean I'm not going to submit the next part? No.
I know. And then To Be Hero X, which was a surprise standout, which I say it was a surprise standout because, like, we knew Vorn really liked it, but, like, you hadn't seen it before we watched the anime, right?
I knew people were talking about it.
But you hadn't seen it, and Realm hadn't seen it, and I hadn't seen it, and it really kind of hit itself out of the park for all of us. Like, none of us disliked it. We all really, really liked it.
I kept watching to the end of the season and was cursing Vorn's name out every time a new episode came out.
Yeah, you actually were. Like, I remember you messaging Vorn in chat and being like, fuck you! A few times. And then right now, so To Be Hero X will be returning in Season 7. Vorn's already confirmed that. But he wants to wait till close to the end of Season 7 because he wants to put it in right before Season 2 drops. He wants to time it.
I don't think confirm when Season 2 is dropping yet.
Apparently,
I think he's hoping for it. But
apparently, it's end of the year 2026 is what it's scheduled for currently. So he's hoping to wait for that. Yeah, Dakota Doyle, that feels not inaccurate. And then we had Dungeon of Black Company, which is one of those ones where, like, I read the manga years and years and years ago, and I had fond memories of the manga, but, like, it was kind of underwhelming to watch it as an anime. You know? I should have just left that one as a manga that I had enjoyed when I was younger. And then another fairy tale. Because Fairy Tail.
The worst received submission of Fairy Tail in a long while.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we got something we disliked that much. But at the same time, it was a really good discussion. Because I just edited that relatively recently. It was a good discussion, even though we generally disliked it a little. I'm going to move that because it's giving me anxiety.
There's nothing in it.
I know, but it was so close to the edge, and I don't want to break my cauldron.
It wasn't that close to the edge.
It was
like there.
It was actually like that.
It's still not that close.
I could touch it.
So,
I could touch it. Yeah. This is a strong stance on To Be Hero X. And then we ended the season with something generally inoffensive, Elegant Yokai Apartment Life, which we all just enjoyed. It wasn't the best thing, but we all liked it.
I was a little bit more negative on that one.
Yeah, but you liked it decently enough. I edited that semi-recently. Like, we all felt pretty positively about it. You just didn't, it just wasn't going to go on your, like, best anime list, you know? And that was really all we did for Season 6. Kind of briefly going over kind of all of them. Obviously not our thoughts and stuff on all of them, because that's a lot of anime, but,
So, I want to go through some of our... Obviously, since we've ditched the approval, disapproval system, we've got a lot less, like, fun statistical things to look over. But I do
How
have a few
else
here.
can I prove that I am the luckiest person on Earth, Knick-Knack?
You don't need to. You are the luckiest person. You won most lucky again. It's ridiculous. Like, if you count how many she's in there, she got like a solid 70, 80%. You know how many Realm got in Rando? 0. A fat 0.
Maybe that's just because XL understands that he has bad taste.
I don't ever want to hear shit from you about how he stole one of your anime.
But he stole my anime, a sign of affection.
Every, like, not a single Rando Realm pick here this season. Like, it's never been as easy as it was this season to figure out who was the most and least lucky. There was no tiebreaker. There was no doubt when I was counting it. No, like, oh, I need to triple count this just to be sure it's a little close. No. It was Seki. It's rigged, I tell you. She's rigging it. This is not the first time she's won most lucky.
I literally wrote it as an algorithm into the spreadsheet. I cannot be rigging it. Although the spreadsheet really likes the number 217 for some reason.
Pick between 1 and 250, and always be sure to pick the one that has a little S next to it.
Yeah.
Anime of the season was interesting.
Well, it was interesting because you made it interesting. The anime of the season was clear cut. You knew by the time each of us had sent your anime of the season what won and what didn't. And then you manufactured drama. You manufactured drama.
Okay, yeah, no, this anime of the season was very, very clear cut. There's no point in hiding it. Here, I'll tell the story, but there's no point in hiding it. I got 3 out of 4 of us saying To Be Hero X, and...
Hang on. 5 guesses in chat, the first 4 don't count, who disagreed about To Be Hero X being the best of the season. And what do you think that person put in as the best of the season? Let's give him a minute or two, see if anyone sends in a response. But in the meantime, you can sort of, without naming any names, explain what you did.
So the person who didn't, or I guess I gotta tell what the actual second submission was.
No, okay, hold on. You know, I've got a better thing. While you guys are maybe typing in there, so traditionally, right, in pretty much every single previous anime of the season, right, we've generally been fairly split, right? Like it's been very, very rare that we've all agreed on something, and when we've all agreed on something, it's been universal, right? So in the previous couple of seasons, right, like the last 6 seasons or so, we've often had to do what we call golf rule ranking, where we take when we were doing it by statistics, it was everything that had 4 approvals technically went up for grabs for anime of this season, right? But even when we were doing it just by what we liked, it was we'd all tell Knick-Knack what we liked. And then he would give us a list back and we had to rank it most liked to least liked, right? And then most liked would get 1 point, least liked would get 4 points. In golf rules, lowest score wins. And then Knick-Knack would add it all up and collate it, right? Zero Horror, you are very incorrect.
Did you not see me going over things in going over the season episode by episode in the Discord in the spoiler chat, Zero Horror?
Were you doing that?
Pretty much.
Jesus. Anyways, so in the past, it's kind of been like this, and then because I know the system that's being used to score it, and generally since I know who submitted what, right, or what's available. For example, I think it was season 3, I gamed the system to create an upset to force the show I wanted to win. Mm-hmm. I think it was season 3. I actually sat down. It was
Case Files.
Yeah, it was Case Files. I sat down and I genuinely gamed the system mathematically to force Case Files into a win. By deliberately lowering my score on the only actual competitor to it. So that I would tank the competitor, and everything else was kind of the middle, so nothing would be able to change the fact that I had tanked it. I only did that once. Although I did consider doing it a few more seasons, because I was like, I don't like these anime. And
that did make the difference, because despite it being my submission, Case Files was not my push for anime of the season that season.
Yeah, it was my push. I was the one pushing for it. In fact, I think I was the only person pushing for it as anime of the season, genuinely, and I absolutely gamed the system. It was also not Realm with anything, and it was not Vorn. No. Fun fact, it was me. I upset the universal agreement. It was 3 versus 1 on what we wanted as anime of the season. 3 versus 1.
You want to go ahead and just say what you said for anime?
I said, right, and I still think that I'm fucking correct, right? A Sign of Affection was the best anime we watched this season. The composition, the music, the story, the quality, the emotions, the animation, it was stunning. It was actually one of the best anime I've ever watched in my life.
So I didn't want to just turn around and say, hey guys, yeah, To Be Hero X1 and A Sign of Affection is getting completely snubbed here. Because A Sign of Affection was also an honorable mention from Realm, I believe. And I did ask them to just send me their honorable mentions as well.
And my honorable mentions were, I think, Durarara and How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift?
My honorable mentions were How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift and Durarara. And let me grab what the full list of honorable mentions here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it was me, and it was A Sign of Affection, and I actually, for some reason, did not expect anyone to not have A Sign of Affection in their top 2. I genuinely thought, right, because I remembered how amazing we thought A Sign of Affection was, and how positive our discussion was, and how much we all loved it. I genuinely thought that everyone would agree with me that it was in the top 2, at least, like, tied for anime of the season. And I'm going to be honest, maybe this was on me. I didn't even consider To Be Hero X. I didn't
Someone
even
wasn't seeing
think
me
about
gushing
it.
over it in the Discord week to week for an entire half a year.
Because it was in the spoiler chat, and I don't go there very often.
You did go Jesus fucking Christ, Nick Nack, at one point.
I did.
About it.
Yeah, but it had been a while, and so I was incredibly shocked, right, when this was all revealed. Because when you sent back the list to me, right, you gave me 4 anime, and I was like, oh, okay. And when you gave me the 4 anime you gave me, I was like, okay, I put in A Sign of Affection. And then I was looking at them and I was like, okay, well, Dumbbells has to be Realm, right? Because the way you sent it to us was you did not tell us that it was 2 had been selected. You took a bunch of our other...
I took the honorable mentions.
Yeah, and pretended like we did. So my original breakdown of this was I submitted A Sign of Affection. I thought you put in Durarara, Realm put in How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and Vorn put in To Be Hero X for Best of Season.
No, the breakdown is Nick Nack To Be Hero X's anime of the season, honorable mentions How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and Durarara. Realm To Be Hero X, obviously, well, you already know that. Kaiju number 8 is an honorable mention, A Sign of Affection, and Uramichi Onisan. Vorn, again, To Be Hero X, How Heavy Are the... And then his only honorable mention was How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift.
Mm-hmm.
In Seki, Sign of Affection, Durarara, Oran High School Host Club is the...
I added Oran.
And How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. So, obviously, I just took the honorable mentions where there were more than one.
Yeah.
And because... So I took
Which was
Durarara
Dumbbells and
How Heavy Are the
Durarara.
Dumbbells You Lift.
Yeah.
And without telling them that I had included honorable mentions instead of just
You
the
told us
nominations.
to rank them.
Yep.
Yeah. And I mean, I can give my rankings right now. So I think I said... I think I said A Sign of Affection, Durarara, Hero, and then... Dumbbells, yeah.
Which is funny to me.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, I put Dumbbells at the bottom, right? Because in theory, right, in terms of animes I enjoyed and would watch again, Dumbbells is actually above To Be Hero X for me. Right? I love To Be Hero X, but it was a little less memey than I sometimes like my rewatchability to be. But I put To Be Hero X up because I was like, you know what? Now that you guys have reminded me, it was really, really good. And I think it was genuinely a better anime than Dumbbells, even though Dumbbells was more fun to watch, actually.
I'm about to be flayed live on
You are.
air.
You are, because I'm going to fucking murder you because...
My rankings were To Be Hero X at number 1, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift at number 2, Durarara at number 3, and A Sign of Affection in last.
I don't even understand. Here's the thing. And no one correct me because I'm definitely correct on this, right? Dumbbells is not better than any of those other 3.
I can tell you why Dumbbells is so high.
No. Dumbbells is not a better anime than A Sign of Affection. Dumbbells is not a better anime than To Be Hero X. And Dumbbells is not a better anime than Durarara.
Do you want to know why I put Dumbbells so high?
Because you hate me?
No. Dumbbells came at the exact right time for me. Because that's when I was starting to work out. It was almost a motivational anime for me. Even like, as memey as it was a motivational anime for me. And I've started working out. I've gotten a lot healthier. I've lost since that anime, I've lost 15 to 20 pounds.
I got screwed over by Nick Nat getting healthy. That's not fair.
You should try.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm sorry, that was a joke. It was a joke. I'm
steamed.
Now I am going to be played live.
Okay, but objectively, Dumbbells is not a better quality anime than A Sign of Affection.
I don't know. It sticks out in my mind more. Sign of Affection. It was good. It was a good romance, but it was a romance. Fun twist, but this isn't like A Silent Voice, where I felt like that had very, very deep and meaningful things to say. A Sign of Affection was just a well-written romance for me. It just so happened that it featured prominence of sign language and accommodation.
Distinct disagree. I think genuinely this might be the most divisive seasonal anime ranking that we've had. I don't think I've ever been so...
Well, let me tell you the other two's rankings.
Okay. Oh yeah, I want to know what these other two fucking did. Realm had better have put Sign of Affection at number 2.
Vorn, To-Be Hero X at number 1.
Of course.
How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift at number 2.
I'm gonna kill him!
Durarara at number 3.
I'm gonna kill him!
Sign of Affection. So it's not that... It's pretty evenly split there. I mean, I have the only opinion that was perfectly matched.
I'm gonna fucking kill him.
And Realm's order was To Be Hero X at number 1, Sign of Affection at number 2.
God!
How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift at number 3, and Durarara.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not upset about Durarara scoring so low for most people, right? Because even though I think Durarara was one of the best discussions we had this season, I remember in the discussion that even though it was incredibly productive, Durarara was not any of your guys' favorite thing. I remember that specifically. It's a good anime, but it didn't make you guys just be about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand why Durarara is low. I think the break in my mind is just happening over Dumbbells being better than Affection.
Well, the final outcome ultimately, as you know, so the winner was To Be Hero X, but the other parts, at the last place, Durarara. That doesn't surprise me. It was the least nominated one.
Yeah. Because I only put it in my special mentions.
And tied in terms of score were How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift and A Sign of Affection. That said, if we're talking second place, I gave it to A Sign of Affection, given that it was an actual nomination.
Yeah.
And even if it didn't take that tie, I actually might have still given it a bump or a handicap, just because it was an actual nomination and not knick-knack fucking around to get an interesting story out of it.
Yeah. Fucking God. Yeah, the guy bull, he's literally shaking in awareness. I'm gonna stab someone with it later.
I'm sorry for having a fucking opinion.
It's not just you! Going after the boys, too. Going after everyone who wronged me.
Everybody but Realm submitted How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift as an honorable mention. Okay. So, now we got anime this season and honorable mentions out of the way.
So, well, yeah. So, I mean,
let's look ahead.
To be fair, To Be Hero X does deserve it.
It's really, really artistic.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of messaging to it.
Look, I think if To Be Hero X hadn't been in this season, A Sign of Affection would have won.
It would have had a much higher chance for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anything... I would have thought... I would have rated it probably higher than last.
Yeah, yeah. I think A Sign of Affection probably would have taken it if it hadn't been in the same season as To Be Hero X. Because we didn't really have anything else that was, stand out in the same way in terms of how much we loved it, other than maybe Kaiju, in terms of actual submissions. So, you know. I don't know, Zero Herrera, perhaps when I murder them all, it'll become the Seki Show.
So... we probably should look ahead at next season.
Didn't you have any more little ratings and stuff? Like lucky and least lucky?
I did do that already.
I know, but did you have anything else?
You wanted more?
Yeah.
Well, lay it on me. I might have some of these off the top of my head.
Oh, you know what? Because we're not tracking specifically who liked what, most or least. I was gonna say it would have been fun to see who had the best approval rating across the stuff of theirs that came out with other members of the group, right? Like who had the most anime that got like.
But it's hard to do that
liked.
without the statistical thing, and even then, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not have had time this season to go through all of that. Like previous seasons where I did that, I had a lot more free time, and I was using that free time to actually like counting up averages and like it would not have been possible this season.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you want to go off, you can go off the nominations. At which point, well, no, you can't even because you submitted the second most one. I can't say you had the worst taste because Durarara coming in last place wasn't your actual nomination.
Yeah.
So I can't even do that this time. I think I did that last season.
So you know, it's just kind of the way things came out. I don't know. I think it's been interesting this season in comparison to previous seasons because I'm going to be honest, I feel like we just had less anime overall this season that we were like about, and that was because so much stuff was coming out of Rando, and honestly, anything that got left in Rando because one of us wasn't about it, you know? And then, you know, I mean, it was 50-50 Rando to us, so kind of leads to a season that's a little less dominated by people going, I will die on this hill.
It's also probably helpful that I wasn't submitting my favorite Fate anime in the world. You were submitting all Fairy Tail.
I gave up and just went back to Fairy Tail.
So it kind of left it to be Realm and Vorn's game to win.
Yeah, and they didn't, surprisingly. Well, Realm just had
that was Vorn. To be Hero X was Vorn.
Oh, that's true. Realm just had really bad luck in terms of getting like randos pulled out, and I mean that's not like, you know, if I were to go up a season, right? I think so some of his stuff did come out like so it's like this season was just unfairly biased in towards me, and like I said, I this season we were rolling this statistically, you know. Like, literally wrote in a program that was just select random number between 1 and then I would go to the bottom of the spreadsheet, figure out what the biggest number was, and then put it in, and then hit enter and take the number, scroll down, and I was doing that all in here, obviously. And I mean, I understand that there's an element of, like, you know, based on where the number falls, because these are A to Z order, right? Like, these are not random order, they're A to Z order, you know? So, you know, there's probably some level of bias there. I'm not sure how you could statistically calculate it, but...
Actually, before we continue, mind if I go run to the restroom?
Yeah, go for it.
Can you faff with chat for a bit?
Yeah. Hold on a sec. Let me mute your camera. Not mute it, but just turn it off. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Just shut the door behind you. I'm in the wrong screen. All right. So for those of you who do and don't know, I'm sure you recognize, yeah, get fucked, tacos. I really did. It's the first time that I've lost that badly on what I thought was best of the season and what ended up being best of the season. But we usually also don't only have 2 things. We're normally pretty good at each of us picking a different thing. So this is the spreadsheet. So I think this is linked below every video. And then there's 2 parts of the spreadsheet. So this is everything that's currently inside the hat. So everything that is eligible to be drawn. If it was submitted by one of you guys, there's a recommended column here that tells us who recommended it to us. And then obviously there's some like little notes on the side, like who it was recommended to or like what we're watching from it. So this is that, and then there's the second part of it, which is the full hat, which includes everything that's ever been submitted, everything that we've ever watched, organized by season and stuff. And this kind of does the thing where if we watch something more than once, as you can see from Fairy Tail, I do enter every single time we watched it as an individual instance, just for record-keeping purposes, which is why there is a wall of Fairy Tail.
Y'all should have access to this spreadsheet on read only.
Yeah, I was just telling them that it should be linked below. Same thing. You don't have access to this. This is our personal records, and that's because this is an ongoing record.
For anyone that wants to try hacking the channel thing, we also have our records of all future Seki Reacts for the next year.
That is true. We have a lot of records hanging around just to keep ourselves on track and organized.
I'll consider Takopi's original sin.
Yeah. Yeah, Takas. We're in the same place right now. But yeah, okay, so season 7. So officially it starts Tuesday, by the way. So I know uploads have been pretty spotty over the last 2 months, and that's because I've been sick and working on getting a job, right? And that's just left me with significantly less random free time than I had before.
And I haven't had the free time to take over for her as much as I would like.
Yeah, so videos are going out. They're sometimes a day or two late. Okay, but so that means this coming week we start the new season. Uploads should be now scheduled Tuesdays and Fridays. Because Monday and Friday was not working for me because I wake up Monday morning and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to edit. So Tuesdays and Fridays. We'll keep it to noon PST for now. We haven't really, there's not really any reason for us to put it up at a different time particularly. So, keep it to the noon uploads. And then in general, it's always the first of so we run on 2-week cycles. So every 2 weeks there's a new podcast, and we schedule everything around these 2-week cycles. So 4 videos every 2 weeks. So it'll almost always be podcast first on that first Tuesday. And then typically that means that we'll get a Reacts, Reacts is almost always on Fridays, is the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then off the shelves and other content fills in between when necessary. So, yeah. It's kind of the way that it works.
We will get to the season 8 premiere anime in a bit. But first, do you want to go over what our next hat system looks like?
Yeah.
This changed days before we implemented it.
It did, and that was because we were really struggling to figure it out for months before.
We had a system figured out, but then you came up with this, I'm like, no, that's better. Yeah. I agree with you, we should do that.
Yeah, and you're going to have to tell them what the original system was, because I no longer remember it.
So the original system was sort of like what we did this time, where we're focusing a lot on just dumping out as much rando as we can. We lost that dumping of the rando element, so it's still going to have a bit of a bloated hat, but we are keeping one aspect from it. The idea was we wanted to get back to submitting rando. Mm-hmm. So we decided only submitting rando once per round of submissions, and that round of submissions included all 4 of us and a rando. Mm-hmm. And that we could only submit stuff once it was already in the random hat. Mm-hmm. So you could submit what you were going to into the random hat, what you're going to submit the next submission, but that kept the random hat from growing too quickly. And it let us actually make a dent in it while still submitting stuff. Because
we do like to try to do something just a little different every season.
Yeah.
Just because it keeps things fresh for us and for you. And obviously, the kind of the different ways that we've done it over the years have had pros and cons. Just really quickly, kind of, looking back. I mean, if we go back up to season 1... Season 1 was chaos, right? We just put in whatever we wanted and submitted things multiple times. But then we kind of, we started to we pulled back almost a little too far at times to where it was too many randos and not enough of our own.
Or too many of our own and not enough randos.
Exactly. So it's switched up over the years.
At this point, it's just tradition to always switch it up and just change things up every year.
So what we've got now is we're still running on a so all of us go and then rando goes basically. Well, not exactly.
No.
It's not that, right? But in theory, it's every single person will get what, 5?
Yes.
5. We all get 5, which is the same thing we ran a couple seasons ago. So we'll all get 5 chances to submit an anime. But up until now, we've always been doing it on a lottery or going round robin based on the first letter of our names or just something like that, right? No, not this time. This is what I like to affectionately call bridging the political gap. Basically, so the first thing to go was what's replacing our trash taste. So because we cannot agree on trash taste anymore, what we've elected to do going forward is instead every single start of the season will be a Hayao Miyazaki movie for now. We are pulling those randomly, so I just have a number counter with 1 through 13 or whatever it is, and we just randomly pull.
Want to give us the first one here before you?
Yeah, we watched Ponyo.
So expect that to be coming. Is that this
Yep,
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah?
Ponyo will come out Tuesday, so we watched Ponyo together. And it's a nice kickoff to the season, because when we watch movies, we all meet up in person and watch them together, whereas when we watch anime, we typically do it on our own time.
We did break on that on one movie. That's just a time thing.
Yeah. But typically we meet up in person. We watched the dub Mostly because we were just all watching it in my living room.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to, arguing over, like, can you read the sub and, like, what did you hear that and stuff like that. So we watched the dub. It was actually my first time watching Ponyo. So.
Yeah, I'd seen it, like, never all the way through, but I've seen it in, like, chunks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... And we'll keep doing that. That's not to say that we might not watch a Studio Ghibli movie at, like, another moment in time.
Yeah.
But the first anime of every season, we'll try to keep it to being Hayao Miyazaki movies for... And we've got, 13 years worth of content for that? We're good. We're good to go. But then we pulled randomly, right, to decide who was going to go first. Because knowing who was going to go first was very important in terms of the season. Because you have to fight for your turn to go. Basically, at the end of every, we watch the anime, and then the person who submitted that anime, right, like, let's say it was, me, I get to choose who goes next.
That also means there's a lot of negotiations. So alliances are made, alliances are broken, enemies and adversarial relations. It's actually huge. I've been enjoying it a lot so far with what we were doing.
It's really funny too, because I've told the boys, right, like I know what I'm putting in for every single one of my 5 submissions this season, right? And it's Fairy Tail. I'm putting in Fairy Tail 5 times this season because I've broken down the total episodes left and the amount of arcs, and I've separated them up, and I have 5 submissions of Fairy Tail, and then we are done with Fairy Tail. And I want to get us through Fairy Tail, so that's it. That's it. And normally, in a normal season, that would be it. I wouldn't get anything, But that's not the case. Because I can wheel and deal. I can beg. I can barter. I can borrow.
See, so you guys are getting some, like, Fate submissions from me. That's happening this season still. But, like, I've got remaining submissions. So I've chosen...
You don't have 5 things to watch,
instead of, like, grabbing from my backlog, I've chosen to use that as bargaining chips. And use them to negotiate what I want and don't want watched this season.
Yeah.
So you can expect me to be playing a very political game this season.
Whereas Realm and I are firmly in each other's pockets already. I think Realm has already agreed to put in 3 of his choices for anime that I want. Possibly 4 if Knick Knack does not cooperate. Because I'm kind of betting on getting Knick Knack to submit one particular show so that I can start it as my next shonen push this season and then push it next season. That's kind of my goal for that. So in theory, I've got like my 5 submissions, which are all Fairy Tail, but I've got 6 other anime I want us to watch, and I have been wheeling and dealing.
No tacos. Like every other episode 0 for a Fate anime, Whispers at Dawn will be included with the main Fate Strange Fake submission once it eventually happens in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be premiering in January, and evidence points that's probably happening. Obviously, we don't know for sure until it actually premieres, but they're showing the first 4 episodes in December. I hope the production issues aren't nearly that bad.
Nervemeister, I disagree. I really like Fairy Tail, and also I like Taco Bell, so get fucked. I like Taco Bell as
She also likes expired food, but don't tell
Shut the fuck up! You can drive me to drink. Drive me to drink. But yeah, so I get us through Fairy Tail, and then I'm basically beg, barter, borrow for another, hopefully 6 anime. I'd be okay if only 4 of them made it through. But I've got like at minimum 4. Realm has already agreed to put 3 of them in. And technically, Knick Knack already agreed to put 2 of them in. But now he seems to want to rescind his words.
I haven't rescinded. I'm just playing with the chips I have in my hand.
Yeah.
Look. These are still barters. I need to take as much as I give. But that being said, if you guys want to know what my personal submissions are this season, like the ones that I'm... Like the Fate submissions you'll be getting this coming season, Prisma Ilya will happen this season, and depending on the progress I make with them on the campaign, I'm hopeful for Camelot this season.
Yeah. Probably by the end of the season at the very late.
That'll be late in the season if it happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might even have to like sacrifice one of my picks or one of my plays until the end of the season to do that.
Yeah. So there's stuff going on behind the scenes. We've run a couple of these as like a few times we didn't meet up in person. We had to do them over text, and when we have to do them over text, I'll do my best to include screenshots so you can I'll change names and stuff, but I'll do my best to include screenshots so you guys can see what the process looked like, start to finish. Or I'll just retype them into a nice little presentation or something.
And we'll probably recount them a little bit on the podcast itself.
Yeah, but some of them you'll get to see in person, you'll hear us arguing with one another and presenting our arguments each week, which can sometimes get rather heated. Given that we did spend almost, I want to say, 15 minutes between you violently denying the ability for Realm to put in one particular thing, and me, Vorn, and Realm all being like, this should go in, we all want to see it.
This is going to be the most fun part of the season. I told you I like a little friendly content.
Here's the thing. I'm half tempted to just make Realm next just to get that one thing out of the way.
Oh, come on. Don't ruin my fun.
Yeah, but what level of fun is it for me if you're holding two things over my head, one of which I really, really want to get in?
It doesn't have to be that far over your head.
I don't know. It's sitting pretty far over my head right now. I think you misunderstand just how desperate I am to get some of these things in.
And I'm not just blackmailing. I'm also bribing. I did mention, the statistics could come back at the end of the season because it's a lot more of a structured season.
But yeah, so Ponyo will come out Tuesday, and then we're what, 3 episodes in past that, I think? Yeah,
yes.
Going on episode 4. So we've already had a bit of fun with this. So in theory, this also means that any one person, if they don't want to select one of the other 3 people, they can just say rando, right? That's obviously a limited amount of times. Because the theory here is that also in theory, right, if the boys wanted to absolutely stonewall me, they could just swap the submissions between themselves and rando, right, in theory, for 20 episodes, and leave 5 fairy tale submissions right at the end of the season. And honestly, my main argument to not being stonewalled is, do you really want to watch 100 episodes of fairy tale?
It's a very effective argument.
It
actually is working pretty well.
Because everyone's just I don't want to watch 100 episodes of fairy tale in a row.
Well, Seki if Seki were thinking about it a bit more, though, that means she could also couple these massive arcs mostly together.
I could. I've thought about it, but I don't know if I want to...
You don't know if you want to fight that battle?
I don't know if I want to fight that battle particularly, I'm not...
But imagine we get closer to the end of the season and we're actively begging you to take your turn instead of passing.
I don't know. I might see if I can get, my last 2 submissions together. I'm not so concerned about the one that we just... the first one that I started. I'm not so concerned about that one.
By the way, the option is always there for if we really don't feel like anyone's submissions, we can throw it back to random and say fuck it.
I did just say that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the other kind of side of this. And also, we do once again have the ability to submit things into the hat, but only once all 5 of us have gone.
It's once every 5, really, because it's hard to say.
No. The original agreement and wording was once every single person in the club has gone once. Which means we also screw ourselves over.
I'm fine screwing myself over. I'm not actually banking that much on my rando hat this season.
Right, Zero Herrera? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly my thought process. It's not that bad.
Think about how much One Piece you could get through all at once.
Oh my god, I could get through so much One Piece. At 5 submissions, 20-ish episodes a pop, I can get through 100 episodes.
You have the One Piece bonanza at the end of the season.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's what season 7 is going to look like. And so far it's been going well. We're very excited to kind of continue it. Beyond that, there are some hopes and goals this year. I don't know how realistic they're going to be. Number 1 will be Ideally, Vorn will be joining me for some more off the shelves, and Nick Knack will be getting some time off because I have rather been monopolizing all of his free reading time for our off the shelves. And while for me, a lot of our off the shelves are just a casual like one night read, and I have 6 nights free a week, that is not the case for him.
Yeah, like I'm releasing my Fate Stay Night reviews right now, and I'm doing full realistic recreations of all the video games that distracted me from reading that visual novel. Mm-hmm. That has not been the case for Hollow Autoroxia. Hollow Autoroxia, what's been distracting me has been giant off the shelves and barely keeping up with reacts.
Yeah, and to be honest, I would rather have you focus your energy in on things like One Piece and like, you know, finishing out Pokemon and kind of some of the bigger ongoing things we have going at this point than kind of forcing you to start like single volumes of a bunch of different stuff.
But we still need to fill out those video slots, so you're going to be talking with Vorn about doing some
Vorn and I should be popping up some now and then, probably at least 1 or 2 a month to honestly just take the burden off of you. Because for me, off the shelves are easy. They're like an hour or 2 in my week. But for everyone else on the channel, they are emphatically not. And I understand that. I do. It's just sometimes I forget how much time everyone else has available to them, as opposed to how much time I have available since I don't sleep very much. Yeah. So there's that. And then I hope beyond hope that 2026 will be the year of Seki's solo content, because I have a couple of videos that I've actually been working on for over a year, and they're just taking such a long time for me to collate, edit, review, and kind of get everything together that it just seems like I never have any personal content to present to the channel. Which sucks, you know, because that could help like fill out some of the... We're pretty committed to being able to put out sort of 2 videos a week. But 2 videos a week, I mean, that's 8 videos a month, and you know, you count the filming and the editing and then the time it takes to kind of make the content, right? It can be a little rough. So, I mean, you'll have to forgive us if occasionally we end up with a week that only has 1 video this coming year. Because I'm starting more full-time work as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the boys don't edit.
I edit and I need to.
I meant the other 2. Yeah. The boys. The boys don't edit. You're sitting here with me. You are not being addressed in the comment, the boys.
Well, that's almost just as hurtful.
But, you know, on the same vein, right, streaming should, in theory, continue, maybe not with as much frequency as I was streaming when I was relatively unemployed, but I think my goal for this entire season is still at least 1 Fate stream a week, right? 3-hour minimum-ish, unless I'm, like, sick or I have a migraine or something, and I'll try to go longer when I can. It's just going to depend on like my schedule and what I'm doing like the rest of the day, but at least once a week to get through Fate not as fast as possible in a dismissive way, but just because I want to be caught up, you know?
Yeah.
And then I do intend to stream sort of a few more varied games. I do want to get back to Witcher 2.
Isn't Atelier Ryza also sitting there?
Well, yeah. I want to get back to Witcher 2. I want to finish Atelier Ryza, and I want to play some other games on the channel. You know, I would like to start playing like, even if it was just one stream, like 1 new game a month or something, just so I can try out different types of games. Because at the moment I kind of play the same games unless someone tells me something new or different. And then I'm always hesitant to start something new.
You and I also need to finish Pokemon. That's another stream or 2 right there.
Yeah. So I got to finish Pokemon. Hopefully I can bully Vorn into picking up a little bit more streaming. We're going to continue the Baldur's Gate, so in theory we should have a Baldur's Gate this Friday, which I just found out about today. So we should have a Baldur's Gate this Friday. Survival horror, I don't know.
It's the problem. It's an entertaining watch. It's not entertaining for Seki to play. Seki does not like playing those games. As entertaining as it is to watch, and I will always advocate to get at least 1 during the Halloween season with her because it's so fun.
And I have the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I did Zookosis and Dark Souls and stuff, so... And here's the thing. In the context of a group game, right, like Phasmo, I'm absolutely down to play like Phasmo or something if we can get more than just me playing the game. Because Phasmo's not fun if it's only one person.
Yeah.
So group games absolutely are a possibility. Winter is, we love Winter on this channel. Winter is so obsessed with repo. Actually, we figured out why our mods were glitching out and unloading. And it was because one of the two softwares that's needed to add the mod library to the actual game is deprecated. The creators stopped updating it. So like half the mods were hosted on that one and half were hosted on the other one. And that one has deprecated out. So we're going to have to just remove like half of our mods. Which is really unfortunate because there were some of the really fun mods, like I think the Zelda Moon was one of those, and that's one of my favorite mods that we've added to that game. Is the Zelda mod?
Can I just say the game that Moon is from, you would absolutely hate. It's got like a weird. It's not a horror, but it's got like very very like dark, like very creepy undertones to it.
Yeah.
And the entire thing does the old T.H.E thing where it's on a time limit.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
And it's not even just on a time limit. It's like. It's not like a hard time limit where the game's over once you hit that time limit. It's a hard time limit where, like, you have to complete what you want to do in a certain amount of time, or else you have to reset everything and start from the beginning with only a few things brought back with you.
Yeah, that's Majora's Mask. Also, I am open in the coming year to potentially, like, opening up some of, like, when I need, like, other people to stream, like, in a group game, I'm totally open to having people from the Discord join me, in streaming games. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's up to their comfortability, whether they want like their microphone active or, how they want their name displayed and stuff. But I'm down for that, especially with group stuff when it's hard to find time to play with you guys in person, especially because like we're shit at finding time to play games together. Like it's almost impossible unless we pre-schedule it like a week in advance or more. Whereas a lot of the time I'm just like, hey, I'm free.
So with your FGO streams, and we've talked about this a little behind the scenes here,
mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to be continuing with the voting system in the Discord because what we're finding is that unless a chapter is as shit as Agartha is, nobody wants Seki to skip any chapters. Which is fair.
But the problem with that is, with as long as it takes me to read the chapters out loud on stream, I also won't really be making much progress if I read every single chapter through part 2 because these Lost Belts are massive. I've seen the statistical graph. Hold on, I can pull it up here, Knick Knack. What do I gotta search?
FGO chapter word count. Now, obviously, these charts are based off the Japanese version, but the Japanese version can usually do the same thing in less characters, actually.
We're gonna open image in new tab. Okay, so we're gonna look at this, right? And let's put this into perspective, right? So Shimosa took me a month, but inside that month, I would say it was the equivalent of 5 to 6 streams for me, right? Because I did go overtime streaming twice. So if Shimosa took me a full month, and I want to get through Trom by the end of the year, I cannot read Atlantis, Olympus, and LB 6.2.
But that's the thing, is those are the chapters that people are most interested in you reading. So this is where things become a bit complicated. My proposal here is we're really only going to have you read the ones on stream that, like, you're going to basically skip anything that's not, like, the big moments on stream. So let me pull...
Yeah, but I don't want to be skipping in and out of chapters.
But at the point where you're skipping the big giant ones, there's not... Or not in and out of chapters, but the chapters you're picking are the big ones.
Yeah.
So you'd be skipping a lot of the middle.
But,
chapters.
like, it's one of those things where I'd say, okay, I'm willing to do, like, Atlantis or Olympus, but I don't know if I could do both in a reasonable amount of time,
They're pretty much one chapter, though.
Well,
that's the same with LB6 Part 1, 2, and 3. That's just because those were 3 different releases.
yeah. Or fucking, I'm looking at Trom now, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Well, fun fact, Trom's one of the ones I'd have you skip, thankfully. But,
yeah.
Let me put it this way. I wrote it down somewhere. Give me a minute.
Because it's just, like, keep in mind, guys, for as much time as I seem to have, I do other things. And it takes a lot of time to read some of these out. It's unfortunate, too, because I think a lot of these I have interest in the stories of, and additionally, this doesn't mean I'm not going to be reading them. right? It just means that on stream, for a lot of this stuff, I'll be skipping through the dialogue and just playing the fights, and then I'll be reading them off stream for Off the Shelves, which would be posted relatively concurrently to when I finish a particular chapter. Like, they'd probably go up within a week or two of when I'd finish, like, playing a chapter on stream.
Apparently my list just did not save on cloud, so give me
because I can really zoom through these if I'm allowed to kind of read the book context in my off time. But I mean, keep in mind, let's see, Shinjuku, Seraph, Agartha, Shimosa, and Salem. I mean, I barely managed a month on each of those, And it was a bit of a fucking stretch, especially with Shimosa. In theory, Shimosa should have probably been another full week. And then I know I'm already gonna have to get fucked on Salem. There's gonna be at least one 6-hour stream this month for Salem. It's just gonna have to be. And my voice can't handle that. I just it's a lot of talking. And if I focus only on reading to the point of like just getting through the reading, stream isn't fun, right? Like if I'm just sat there reading, it's not fun for me, which makes it a chore and not something I'm doing because I enjoy streaming this with you guys. As opposed to, it takes longer for me to get through stuff, but I like talking with you guys and going on tangents and stuff. Like, I'm actually willing to stream longer when I'm having fun on a stream, as opposed to, if I'm just reading, like, exhaustively. I mean, it hits, 2 hours and 57 minutes, and I'm like, okay, done, switch to end screen. I don't want to read anymore.
So, here's my proposal on the chapters we cover on stream. Prologue and Anastasia. That's our first Lost Belt chapter. The prologue's like a little introduction. The Anastasia's the first proper
And
one.
I want to see Anastasia, so.
After that, you wouldn't have to read anything on stream until Avalon LaFay or LB... Actually, no, Atlantis Olympus. Atlantis Olympus after that, so you'd skip everything in between there. And then after that, Avalon LaFay, so LB6. And then Nihui McLawn or LB7. Mm-hmm. And then... that's actually caught up to everything I'd want you to read on stream. Everything else will be off stream until you hit Trinity Metatronus and the finale. Everything else you'd be reading off stream and playing gameplay, mostly gameplay on stream.
Yeah.
Because although those chapters are bigger, those are like especially Avalon LaFay and Atlantis plus Olympus, those are huge chapters. But the fact that that's Avalon LaFay, that's all of Avalon LaFay. It means you can actually spend time reading those and you don't have to feel rushed through them.
I don't... the thing is, and I don't want to stop reading them entirely, right? Like, I don't want this to turn into the sort of thing where every time I go to stream an FGO thing, it's just me clicking through story to get to fights and playing fights. Because then that's not fun either, to do only fights all the time, So I definitely want to plan to be reading a bunch of stuff. Just not everything, because... I think objectively, I don't think I can promise or commit to like one chapter per month necessarily, especially going into part 2. But I would like by the end of 2026 to be 2/through Atlantis Olympus, maybe even Heian Kyo if I'm particularly productive. I would like to be there. That would be ideal.
I'll say everything in there, it's not hard.
Yeah.
Those are the chapters I'd want you to read, though. Everything else, like, if you really are interested in, like, saying Qin Shi Huang's story on stream, fine, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily hold you to anything else.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's not necessarily a bad thing for me to say, like, tentatively that my goal at the end of 2026 is to be through Heian Kyo.
Yeah, no, I think you could...
To or through Heian Kyo. Whether or not I finish LB6 in 3 parts, I don't know. But Heian Kyo seems like an achievable place to get to. Especially if I do the prologue at the end of December this year, after I finish Christmas. Because I have pretty stringent plans for Salem and Christmas, which means that in December, y'all might just be getting an all-day Sunday stream of me doing Christmas. And just getting it done.
But after that, we're not really going to hold ourselves to nearly the same schedule strictness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta play the role of Domon.
Look.
Little Domon, he's still sitting here on like my main desk area. Like he just sits here pretty much permanently. That's his living space. There's very few. I think it's ironic that of the things that I keep directly on my desk, Knick-Knack, there are only 4 anime figures that I actively keep on my desk at the moment. And he is one of them.
Christmas shouldn't be that bad. Christmas is, like, I'd say in full, the story length is about as long as the Salem stuff you read this last stream.
Yeah. See, I want to read Heian-kyo. I don't know if that's, like, one that you had on your list.
It was not.
But I kind of want to read Heian-kyo. Like, just a little bit, you know?
I see your list, Frostshard, but especially Oku is going to be a really, really hard sell on stream. I couldn't even do Oku all on stream without reading story.
Yeah.
It's so...
And, you know, like I said, you will still be getting me reading these chapters. You're just going to get them as off the shelves instead. Hey, can you? Don't sit on that cord. I'll still be reading them, right? I'm not skipping the story and never coming back to it. You'll get an off the shelf for it, and you'll get the off the shelf within a week to 2 weeks of me finishing the story on stream. Like, for sure.
We're just trying to expedite getting to these bigger story moments.
Yeah, because these off the shelves are not beholden to our normal schedule. I will just shove them in on a random day to get them out to you guys. Yeah, see, the problem with that, though, is my thought process was I was actually going to maybe do that for either Seraph or Agartha, and I didn't. I just didn't. The thing is, I don't really play the game off stream. And I have yet to actually manage to, like, because I said, oh, maybe I'll play Seraph off stream and then just read Seraph on stream. And, like, it's just, I get busy and let me play FGO is not my first thought. Like, if I have time to play a game off stream, it's never FGO. It's some other game that I want to play that I don't have time to play.
And that's what I thought would happen. That's why when she proposed doing that with Seraph, I was like, we can give it a try, but this is probably not a plan we'll be sticking with very long.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of my only problem with doing that is as much as I have been turned into a Fate fan, I'm still not a Fate fan in the let me log in and play stuff offline just in my own spare time.
If anything catches Seki's attention and she has extra time, like say she is way ahead of where she wants to be because of this skipping, she can totally go back and actually read them on stream if she wants to.
Yeah.
I just don't want to hold like something like Trauma or Hankyo, as big as they are, and they're even pretty story important actually. Mm-hmm. I don't want to force her to do that stuff at the expense of getting the main loss, like the big giant like climactic lost belt moment.
Because I think right now I'm trying to catch up to current FGO by the end of what? Does it have to be by the end of 2027 to get that reward?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have 2 years, guys, and I need to be through ordeal calls and whatever comes out, you know? So I really need to like...
You'll also be having a hard time with grand duels.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be in there during the free periods. Not that you're great at grinding anyways.
No, I'm terrible
at... Don't expect her to be grinding out like Bond 10 and all grand trees.
No, I'm absolutely fucking terrible at that. I have been logging in. I do try Dakota Doyle. When I miss logins these days, it's not for lack of trying. It's just because I genuinely got so busy. Like, because it's like I don't open my eyes and log into FGO first thing in the morning. It's kind of something I think of doing kind of closer to the end of the day for me. So sometimes I just genuinely get so busy that I don't have the ability to log in. So, but I am currently logging in for the campaign.
So beyond Seki streams, as far as my streams go, you can keep expecting me to be. I'm trying to play the other games. We're finishing up Pokemon Emerald right now, but I'm probably gonna go back for Persona 3 again for the DLC. I'm gonna give that another shot. Now I have a new capture card, so it shouldn't give me issue. But yeah, we'll be going back to that. And my personal reviews, I'm going to be finishing up Fate Stay Night. I'm actually dedicated to getting that one done now. So I need you to send me those video things.
Okay, when? By when?
By December.
By December. Okay. All right. Let me...
Because I can edit that stuff in December if I need to.
What was my list?
Hmm?
What was my list of things?
I'm not telling you on stream.
Oh, write it down for me.
You've written it down before.
You know what? I actually have it in a document. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. By December. By December. I will get that done. So, you know, kind of like you saw the Seraph analysis tacked onto the end of our Seraph video, you'll see me tacked onto Knickknack's video.
Not in the end. She's actually going to be woven in the middle at very strategic parts.
Yeah.
But beyond that, so after Fate Stay Night, obviously I'm going to do Hall Out Araxia. I'm making no promises on when, though, because we need to see how the new off-the-shelf schedules and some new stuff going on at work affects that.
That's fair.
But I'd like to do that. And plans past that, who knows?
Yeah, I think one thing I would like to do is, I think I was better at it last year. I want to go back to like doing maybe like monthly polls on like new games to try out for like one day on stream or something, like from my own game library. Obviously, I'm not going to buy any new games, but you guys don't understand how big my game library is, and I play none of it, you know? Like, I have a Humble Bundle subscription, and I get a lot of games on, like, extreme deals and
obviously
sales.
The family plans for the stuff that the rest of us pick up.
Exactly. So I have access to a massive amount of games across a wide variety of genres, and I'll try almost anything once without arguing too much. Alien Isolation, you know, as much as I put up a fuss, like, you guys wanted it, and I was fine to play it.
Just a word of advice. Never put one of my Fate games on that poll.
Why?
Because it's going to win.
I know.
Like, if you're considering it, just play it. Don't put it on the poll.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you guys for the reminder about the new stuff in the store, because I actually do need these EXP cards. I'll take those two. Sorry.
We have a few more things to go over. So Seki and I, and this is not a hard plan yet, ideally within the year, we do want to do, because we've talked about in the Discord, if you guys are there, getting some emojis going. In the Discord, that would just be available in the Discord for you. But we could also get that into the YouTube chats as well, in theory. The way we would go about doing that is we would create a very low tier of membership. And then add a selection of the Discord emojis in there, because I think we have a limit on that.
I think so, yeah.
But we need to talk with someone that we're potentially going to work with to commission that, and
I've already talked to her, and she's down for it, because she's also going to be doing a little bit of art for the channel. You won't see it for obviously the start of the new season, but we should transition over to it, sort of in probably maybe like by the end of the year, I'd expect, or a little bit after that. And
yeah, once we have the Discords ready, or the emojis ready, we should also be around that time setting up channel memberships, so if you want to use them on the YouTube.
Which reminds me, I will actually fix the Discord. I will it's been a year. I said I would fix it a year ago. I am actually going to fix it this time. I've got the instructions already. Like, I know how to fix it now. It's just going to take me like a couple of hours one day to sit down and like go through all the options and fix it so it's functional.
And then on memberships and stuff along those lines, we've thrown around other ideas, like sometimes we have videos ready to go before they're accessible to everyone. So it's possible, not guaranteed, but maybe we'll consider opening up a membership tier where you guys can get the videos
early access to stuff that gets uploaded in advance, because there are genuinely times where I'm like a month out on editing and there's like 3 reacts uploaded just sitting waiting for their premiere dates. But then in that same vein, there's also times when I don't have anything and everything is going up like day by day.
Then there's my Unlimited Blade Works review, which is currently sitting in there up for another 20 days.
Yeah, before it goes live. So just a couple like little things. We're still committed. Any videos under an hour will not have us add mid-rolls to them. So any video we upload, if it's under an hour, we don't add mid-rolls. At least we don't. Don't come at us for what YouTube does. I do not click the add mid-roll button.
We also might occasionally have accidents. Please forgive us. I think I've been putting mid-rolls on my bigger reviews.
Anything over an hour, I put mid-rolls on. But anything under an hour, I don't, regardless of what the content is.
Like, I wouldn't put it in on, like, the podcast discussions or, like, a really short off-the-shelf or
like
something
I said,
like that.
over an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we do select mid-rolls for over an hour because it is nice to get that little bit of extra cash for us. It covers equipment, and that's really it.
Commissioning emojis.
Yeah, genuinely, because that's what we'll use to commission any art for the channel and stuff like that.
So yeah, I have it. We've already gone over your goals with the personal video is kind of your big goal.
Yeah. I think the other thing is that maybe we see, like, some of my personal content will not involve anime or games, right? Well, or it might tangentially, but you guys might start seeing, like, drama reviews and stuff, like live action stuff, if I can manage.
A lot of that's going to be tied to stuff like you might see an off-the-shelf, like Hana Oridongo.
Yeah. So, if I can manage to find a little bit of time, we would love to get Realm and Vorn producing more content on the channel themselves, but that's highly dependent on how free they are. So
they both have a lot going on. We're gonna try with off the shelves for Vorn.
Yeah,
because that's pretty easy on him.
Yeah,
he used to do stuff with you for.
Yeah, we used to read together all the time. We'd do like, hey, you should read this, and 2 days later, I read that thing you told me to read. It's really good, or I really didn't like it. Just bringing it to screen. There is one idea that I had for subscriber locked content, which I actually will pursue if we end up doing channel memberships at 2 tiers. Mm-hmm. I will do After Dark reviews of R-rated manga and manhwa. I will do that with a friend if we launch a 2nd tier of subscriptions with blocked content.
Y'all don't understand. I've had the thumbnail template for that thing designed for like 3 years now.
We actually had 2 of them filmed, and then I was like, you know what? I don't want to put this out, for relative freeness, because these are obviously like at a different rating scale than everything else, and I'd like some level of protections on them, but I have a fairly large collection of R-rated manga and manhwa.
Guys, remember, Seki has bought more porn than I have.
I have. I actually just got a new one the other day. And look at how thick it is!
Please don't open any pages of those on camera.
I'm not. Believe me.
I can see the TOS violation slipping between your fingers now. Put it away. Remember, if it's locked behind members content, it's still subject to YouTube terms and services.
Yeah, but I can mark it as 18 plus, and then I can talk about basically anything. So long as I select the checkbox for monetization.
Please don't select that checkbox.
So that is on the table, boys and girls. On the table. And it's not even towards me. That is good to go, per se. Like, I could put those out like twice a month. Oh. Okay, I know, Frostshard. I really thought that was a fantastic phrasing.
If I have a minor goal for this year, that I've been meaning to do, but I haven't had the time to do it. I want to get back to smaller knick-knack review and analyses, because I've been focusing so much on like the big ones like Fate Stay Night and Tsukihime Remake. I haven't given myself a lot of time. Like, I still haven't read Requiem Volume 2.
You're also behind on Ace Attorney.
Yes, well that's visual. That's another thing altogether. But the review and analysis thing, I want to get back to doing more niche type Moon stuff that I can't do while I'm focusing on these big projects. But that's going to come down to A, how quickly I finish up these big projects, and B, how much free time I have between Vorn taking over a few off the shelves and my work freeing up a tiny bit.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to diversify slightly. Hey guys, I think I have a really, really good chance of convincing Vorn to stream KOTOR. I actually think I have a really good chance. Also, yes, brought to you by Diet Dr. Pepper. You would be horrified if you could see the Diet Dr. Pepper box beside me right now. Actually, you know what? I can. This is like...
She has a problem, guys.
This is like a week worth of consumption.
Whenever she pulls out a Diet Dr. Pepper, I need all of you guys to harass her to drink water.
It is a really big box, too.
KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, so I think I can genuinely get Vorn to stream that on a semi-regular basis if he really enjoys it. Because he's interested in it.
Oh, Vorn is great in D&D, almost a little too technical.
Yeah, Vorn's fantastic with technical D&D playing. So I can definitely try to get him to stream that. And obviously we're really enjoying Baldur's Gate. See, Dakota Doyle, the thing is, so when I go to the fridge to get a soda, I grab 2 because 2 fit in my hand. And I have 2 with breakfast, and then 2 with lunch, and 2 with dinner, and sometimes another 2, like, in the mid-afternoon, and sometimes 2 in the mid-morning if I'm particularly thirsty.
Water. And tea.
I don't do that. I don't do water. Yeah, but Vorn got Heracles killed for that was not because he was bad at playing D&D. You know? That was because he was squishy and was not expecting the system. You guys have heard like a fair amount about the D&D campaign, but like when we started it, I mean the mechanics are so separate from traditional D&D in some ways. And the expectations was a very harsh learning curve.
He wasn't ready for the combat encounters to be weighted towards the servants handling most things, I think.
Yeah, he was expecting that he'd be able to handle more things. Which, on the note of the D&D game, I should have a preliminary PDF ready probably within a couple of months after I get the stuff from you, because I think you've already sent it to me, right?
I have.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to actively work on that, guys. And I should have a preliminary PDF.
Let me know if I only sent you the... I don't remember if I know I sent you the campaign like materials. I don't know if I sent you the gameplay mechanics.
Yeah, I'll double check. But yeah, and that would be great to put out on the channel. So you guys can kind of see what we've been doing. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably pull out a couple of character sheets from like, you know, someone like Iskandar, and then like someone like just like a more normal character who just like hits real hard. And then what I can do is I can do like a how-to, like how this reads, like what this looks like.
The big problem with putting out the campaign as a whole though is going to be those character sheets, because we would need to convert pretty much every character sheet into its own page. Which
is fine. I'm perfectly content doing that for you know, pretty given value, you know? Because there are online generators I can use where I just sit there typing in information or copy pasting, and I can pretty much get that done. But yeah, so hopefully we'll have that out. I'm gonna give myself a deadline of May, but the goal would be to have it done earlier than that.
Let me know if there's anything I can provide you to help.
Yeah.
Like if you need access to all of the... Oh, that would be such a pain in the ass. If you want access to all of like the base character sheets, let me know.
I mean, you know, the benefit here is that see Jens, soda is just something that I grew up having, but I specifically grew up having Diet Dr. Pepper, so it's not like I keep a ton of other sodas in the house, you know, and I'm chugging like just any soda. And it has been well proven by my experience with other drinks. It's not the taste of the soda, it's the fizz. And I just need to switch to fizzy water. I just need to make that switch. I haven't done it yet, and I need to. To be honest, some of the things that doctors have told me in the past about the amount of Diet Dr. Pepper I consume.
Tacos, I'm 99% sure I've done Hana no Miyako.
Which one is that? I feel like I know that name.
Miyako is the adoptive younger sister to Shiki Tono from Tsukihime.
Yeah, but I feel like I remember that name, so I want to say you have done something like that on the channel.
Yeah.
Maybe you haven't. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, I thought you had. So yeah, the Fate D&D, you should be getting a lot more content from that. I know I've had a couple comments like recently of people finding that video and being like, "Hey, what's up there?" So yeah. That would be a lot of fun, especially kind of giving giving y'all sort of a sight line into it. I think obviously what becomes available in the PDF will be based off the 5e system, but I think perhaps there might be after I've created the PDF and got it like ready for release and stuff like that, I might go back and do kind of like a cross compare and examine across like 10 or 15 different TTRPG systems and see if there's a better one that it could be like transformed into, because I know we've discussed before how D&D is accessible, but it is not the best format for something like an FGO campaign the way that you've designed it. Like, it just doesn't work perfectly. It's kind of glitchy and a little funky in some areas, and that's just because D&D is, for all that it's incredibly creative, it's also somehow really closed in terms of, like, you have to meet all these requirements and have all these statistics laid out and stuff.
These things have to be available to you even if they don't necessarily make the most sense. Exactly.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper, Dakota Doyle. But I would love to do a highlight reel of the campaign. I think, you know what, that's a goal for the first part of this year. I would like to sit down, like, just on camera, and maybe, like, talk about some of the greatest moments that we've had so far. You know, like, just those funny moments that have just become, like, a joy to think about, you know? Like Herc dying, you know? Etc.
I mean, I've recorded a few of them in the book the campaign material I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some of them are recorded there for memory, but not all of them. Like, you as a player are gonna have a better idea of like what was.
Yeah, just like funny little things, or like the Gilgamesh stories, you know?
Yeah.
The funny little things. I think you are now gonna wail for us, right?
Yes, I have. I'll be wailing on stream. Let me open up
all
my
right,
game
boys
and
and girls.
top in the Discord and mute myself.
Okay, I'll pop it out. You guys should be able to see his game feed besides us when he starts streaming.
Alright, give me a second. I know I've done this before.
Okay. You know, one of the things I hate most in this world? Those stupid prompts of like fucking games in Discord. Oh, they make me so mad. What banner are you rolling on?
I got a couple banners, but the big one is going to be Kukulkan is the only one I'm promising right now.
Okay, so it's gonna be a cuckoo. Oh yeah, because you need to make up for all of those pure prisms.
Yes, I accidentally blew all of my mana prisms.
Yeah.
Okay, can you pull up the video feed?
Yep. Let me pop it up and let me pop it out. Oy. Hello.
I should be muted, so it shouldn't be bringing
Yeah.
my voice
No, I have myself muted and deafened. Don't worry about that. Let me move us in here so that you guys get a better look at the screen. I'm going to put one of us into each corner.
I have more than a pity's worth of quartz going right now, so we will get at least one copy of Kukulkan. The others I can't guarantee. I'm going for 2, and then if I get both, I have secondary targets I can go for.
Alright, boys and girls, you should have access to both of us and the FGO screen. I can see it. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep.
So first thing I need to do is I need to do my free story roll. So many banners going on right now, by the way. There are over 100 banners on JP right now.
Sorting through that would give me such anxiety.
The trick is you don't...
By the way, if you want to like turn your phone volume on and jack it up, you might catch a tiny bit of it through the mic for the game. You know?
I need to turn my...
I was going to say, because I have it muted in multiple ways, so it's not going to echo through Discord.
I've got it muted in multiple ways, too.
I thought I had it deafened and muted. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Fixed.
I can throw in an AirPod if you want to just get it out of your computer speakers.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Why am I doing that? Do not go there. So this is a fun thing you can do. So like, if I open it up here, let me show you.
Oh, this gives
me
me
If I open
anxiety.
it up here,
you
can do that.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I don't like that. There's so many. What happens when you click the wrong... What 50 weird list things in the background? I didn't see those. God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of quartz.
Yeah.
Did you actually wail?
Yes.
Sorry. The thought to me is so repulsive because I'm poor.
Let me put it this way. It's easier on JP and it is an NA because of the yen conversion.
So it makes you feel better, or are you actually getting a better deal?
It's a better deal.
Oh.
And JP has an online store that's not in the app where you get a discount.
Oh, well that's bullshit.
That
Can
should
I have
be
that?
coming soon, actually. I don't know how they're going to do it. They might have to create a brand new website, but if they bring it over, it should come to NA. Okay, guys.
Alright. Let's whale.
Why am I getting loading? I've downloaded all game. That's probably just because of Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah. Taco says, is this not your free 1,000 quartz?
No, this is not.
Where's your free 1,000 quartz?
Spent it on the anniversary banner.
And what'd you get?
NP5 of the anniversary server, who's a big spoiler.
Oh, okay.
Even the name is a spoiler.
Oh, okay. Oh. Servant. But someone you already have.
Yeah, I can tap through this a
Yeah.
little bit, because I've...
Was that Lancer Coup? Did you just tap through my baby?
Probably.
You just tapped through my Coup baby. I recognize those feet. I recognize those feet. I'd offer you a catalyst.
You don't have a Kukulkan catalyst, do you? I asked the wrong person that. Hey, look, Gold Servant.
Hey!
First 10 pull Gold Servant. I don't know if it'll be Kukulkan, but it's a Gold Servant. They should be all foreigners here. Yeah. MHXX. I take that. Yeah, I didn't have her on this account yet. Another Gold Servant. Is it going to be another MHXX? There should be 2 4-stars on this banner, I think. Oh no, it's a Saber. Oh, Lakshmi Bai.
Kukulkan!
Sweet, hold it up to your camera.
Kukulkan! Kukulkan! I do actually have some information about the Kukulkan, because I've got several Mayan history books floating around in this room. There's a couple more over there, too, but they're just currently inaccessible. So we are channeling Kukulkan.
The reason I'm doing this is less because I actually need an NP6 Kukulkan, and more because I blew all of my mana prisms on accident, and I need them before the Grand Duels come around to buy the Bond bonus teapots, or I'm going to suffer. Another Gold Servant.
See, when I was summoning for Juge, right, I did my first 2 rolls, and then you were like, too bad you don't have like a catalyst or something, and then I grabbed both of my Elmoy figures, and I got him the next summon.
Wow.
I was like, damn, I really gotta use catalysts more often.
So guys, the question is, how many MHXXs am I going to pull this stream?
I don't know, I like MHXX.
That's my second one.
The NP5 MHXX?
Yeah, basically.
Catalysts are very important. Oh, interesting. This is actually telling the story of Atun Ahau, the founding of Mayapan by the Itza, and how Kukulkan populated his city. Yeah. Interesting. It also mentions Quetzalcoatl and Xipe Totec. Yeah, because they built the temple of Kukulkan in Mayapan. Yeah.
Oh, got a Gold Servant. NMHXX or Kukulkan? Hey!
Kukulkan! Hey, reading about
Kukulkan made it work.
reading about Katun 13 Ehao. Worked real good. Oh, that's unfortunate, Natty. Really fucking... Because I want to bet.
There we go. So, okay. I'd be willing to grind an extra 2 quartz if it's what's required to get me the 6th copy of Kukulkan, but we're gonna hope it doesn't come to that.
Cuckoo!
Because, fun fact in JP right now, you can hit pity even if you've already rolled the servant.
I mean, Natty, I can also provide that. I can also provide that as a thing. Oh, Kawil? Let me take a look. There likely is. Let me just skip to the K's real quick.
I'm gonna speed tap this one.
Valid. I always speed tap, but that's because I'm lazy. Okay. I see.
No, nothing on this one.
Okay. Okay.
We have too many courts and not enough time for you to let most of these play out. So.
And you know what the irony is here, Nervemeister? It starts on page 69. So let me flip to that.
Oh, there's our next gold.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
MHXX. Yep, there's my third one, I believe.
Yeah, there we go. Another supernatural being present at Itzapa has one leg ending in a serpent's body and head, and is thus the earliest known representation of the god Kawil, in classical times the presiding deity of Maya ruling houses.
Penny or in a single... Oh.
Oh no. Oh no. That's unfortunate.
I didn't even know this CE was still on banner.
Nice.
I thought they replaced it.
Let's see. We also got 131, 139. I'm looking to see if any of these are like specific images, you know, or like specific things about it and not just mentions. Because that's the pain of having to deal with this. Oh, here we go. So I've got the Dos Pilas Stila from Guatemala. The ruler of the Mannequin Scepter, which is the god of rulership, Kawil. So I do actually have a page specific to Kawil and one of his stilas here. To be fair, Zura, I never made it to enough courts for Aussie, not for pity. And I just could not get any further and still find any level of ability to, like, enjoy the game, you know? So, you know.
It is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah. Aussie's a permanent servant.
Yeah. You'll have a free 5-star pick ticket eventually.
Yeah, and because I got Juge and Iskandar, and I got Qinshi Huang.
Yeah.
You know. I've gotten a lot of the servants I really wanted.
Here's a gold servant. MHXX or Cuckoo?
MHXX.
It's 4th copy.
Yeah. So I think, let's see.
What the fuck? I got a 5-star spook. Another gold servant here, though. Is this my 5th copy? Yep. I feel like I've seen that Luvia CE a lot today.
Yeah. I think I've got another Stila here from Quirigua. Yeah. And this one also depicts Kawil in the form of the Kawil scepter being held by royalty. I believe it's Kaktiliu Kanyopat and his ascension to the throne in the 700s that it depicts, but, you know. Yeah, if a servant is historically based, there's a high chance I have at least something in this room that can function as a catalyst, you know?
Oh, a saber.
Oh.
Somebody come and get him. He's dancing
like a stripper. Yeah, but often the obsidian mirror is associated with a different god, you know? Because when you think about that sort of thing, um, because the Aztec god that's associated with the obsidian mirror is Tezcatlipoca, and the thing we've talked about before is that like Tez, Ketz, Gugamats, Kukulkan, Kawil, they're all kind of existing in sort of a similar sphere, but across different centuries and civilizations, right? So you've got some are more Aztec, some are more Maya, some are pre-Maya, etc. But I remember when we did I think it was when we did either the Ketz video, I talked about Gugamats and Kukulkan as well. Because it's important to talk about all three of them, you know? So, it's kind of the fun of it.
2 minimums in a row. I'm not liking this.
I'd offer to tap it, but I don't think I have very good luck.
Yeah, please don't.
Is this because of my Aussie?
Yes.
But what about Juge?
Fucking moon cancer. Hi, Ganesha.
You got Janako! I'm so mad. You were like, you don't need to roll on Janako. She's available all the time.
See? I didn't roll on
Fuck
Janako.
off. I'm saving for winter. I need that Scotty ruler Ashvathama banner. Yeah, it's the Seki catalyst.
Yeah,
It's Janako.
the round you offered to pull.
I know, right? And I pulled Seki. Look, is there anything about Janako that is not just me, but as an anime character?
No.
Yeah. Janako is
Janako's better at gaming than you are.
Yeah, but I'm good at certain games. It just depends on the game.
Competitive online multiplayer?
No. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't know if I'm good or bad at those because I just don't play them. Like, I never have. And I don't really
enjoy them.
You know, I said this to a friend recently, but one of the biggest reasons why I've never gone into games that are like online multiplayer, like lobbies and stuff like that, is because genuinely, you could do... Oh,
nope. Right.
You could spawn camp me one time, or you could just like one person could track me down and kill me repeatedly in one round, and I would let loose a string of cuss words so foul and offensive that I would forever be banned from any online gaming forum for eternity. It would be like a till death ban. You know what I mean? You know exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not wrong. I could be good at these games.
I'm driven with you. I get it.
But like... Oh my god, this morning, the words I had for those people not moving over for the fire truck with the lit lights. Oh.
All things considered, this has been a pretty miserable set of rolls.
I know, I'm so sorry. Do you want something squishy to...
Nah, I'm not frustrated because I have this servant and I'm just rolling at this point for the maxing out of it.
Hang on. We'll just put the upset octopus on.
But there's a pretty high chance at this point that I hit pity.
That's unfortunate. Can you hit pity since you already got cuckoo?
Yes. Now you can in JP. And NA, we're getting that at the anniversary.
Okay.
Oh, here's a gold servant.
And is it a foreigner? It is.
MHXX NP6.
Cuckoo. Nope.
The frustrating part about having a rate up on the same class.
Nervemeister, if I publicized dash cam footage from my own driving, I would go to jail. Not because of my driving. I'm pretty certain that the insults that I hurl at the top of my voice could be considered a Geneva war crime. But here's the thing. I drive very sensibly, right? Like, road rage is typically defined as driving, right, in a way where you are expressing your rage on the road, right? And I don't really do that knick-knack, right? Like, in general, I don't, like, rage physically on the road, right? Like, I'm not going to cut someone off. I'm not going to, like, tailgate someone. I'm not going to brake check someone. Like, I'm never going to do those things. But the words I let loose, the air turns blue and freezes. Hell exists in the breaths between my insults, and I can keep go. Like, I will like aggressively like insult someone, their entire family tree, their entire lineage, their brain, their upbringing, and their genetics in like a 5-minute rant in the car at the top of my lungs. Oh boy. It is not good. It is aggressive. And most of it is not politically correct. Which is the bigger problem. This is miserable. I'm so sorry for you.
Is this where I...
Oh! Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Wow.
If pity didn't exist, this would... At least I hit the bare minimum I wanted to get today.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, Nervemeister, that's the problem, is that I just... It's not. Oh, that's fair, Jens. I don't know. Are we planning on doing anything after you finish whaling besides maybe chatting a bit?
I was just going to chat for it. That's all I had.
Yeah, so you're not going to miss much if you dip out. Especially because if it's near 1 a.m. or past 1 a.m. there. Yeah.
Oh, Gold Servant. Foreigner. Probably on
Cuckoo,
HXX.
cuckoo, cuckoo.
There we go. Barely didn't hit. That may as well have been pity.
Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
Okay.
Oh, you got a Juge too.
Did I get a Juge?
Oh no, it was a CE.
Yeah.
because it was his third ascension. Yeah, it's a CE.
I still have some quartz left.
Toodles, Jens.
The point of this was never to for saving. This was not quartz I was going to have in the first place. So there's another banner on to roll on. This one's not one Seki's familiar with, though. So Seki can tune this out if she really wants to.
Isn't that Larva Tiamat?
Kinda. It's not the same Larva Tiamat if you used to.
Taco says, how's your USOs looking?
I should at this point have 4 USOs on this account.
What is that?
The other FGO pity system. If you pull 10 servants past NP5, it'll give you a or if you pull a servant past NP5, you'll get what's called the USO, and if you collect 10 of them, you can exchange it for a servant.
Any servant?
Yep.
Ooh.
But you need to pull 10 NP5s of a 5-star.
Oh,
or like
5
up
star.
to 6, the 6th copy of an NP5.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. This is sad.
I mean, this is going the distance here.
Yeah, this is sad.
At least I got my 2 copies of TM or of Kukulkan
Yeah.
right before pity.
Yeah. I don't think he can check it right now, Nady, but apparently Nady really wants a Scotty.
I'm glad I didn't watch that roll to the end. That would have been a gold archer, and I would have gotten my hopes up.
Oh. Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Last pull.
Well.
3-star servant. Not even the right class.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles.
That's unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna
Yeah, you can go ahead.
close out.
I'm just going to be merging the Kukulkans and getting the...
And I will disconnect.
Oh, did you disconnect me?
No, I disconnected.
There we go. No,
You're still there. Alright, I'm gonna pop us back to the talk zone. I think at this point.
Great ahead.
Yeah.
Ah, well. At least I got my Kukulkan.
This is true. At least you got your Kukulkans. Because you got 2 and you needed 2, right?
Yes.
Ow. Jesus.
That also means I have level 120, all 5 appends opened.
Nice. Put the happy octopus back on the shelf. a book back away.
No, I don't have a copy of Summer Tiamat at all. So that'll be the thing I'm rolling for with any awards I get during this next couple weeks.
Oh, I had another one down there I could have gone for. Another book. Oh. Okay. God damn it. Alright, back to the talk zone.
Yeah.
I would offer to do some rolling, but I don't really have...
I don't think there's any banners you're that interested in.
No, outside of Janako, and that's just because I wanted Janako for my account.
But you have more high priority targets.
End of the year. End of the year, I got some stuff I want. So, waiting for that. I wasn't really looking, Dakota Doyle, so no, not really. I asked if you spoiled Summer Tiamat for me, but no, not really, because that's not, I did see the results of my my spreadsheet poll closed a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. I did see the results of that, and I will go ahead and do that probably. I don't know if I can promise that stream to be in November. Actually, I might be able to promise it to be in November because we have Thanksgiving break. And my work schedule is determined by the school system, and the school system takes Thanksgiving off. Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I actually have a lot of free time around the holidays. So actually, I probably will do that spreadsheet stream. And I think my goal there will be probably to spreadsheet out like the list of servants that I want, when they'll be on rate up, and then what mats I need for I'll probably do 2 spreadsheets or like 2 sheets in the same spreadsheet. And the second half will be the mats that I need for the servants that I haven't been able to level properly, Because I think I'm at the point where I have quite a few actual like 5-star servants that I can't level at the moment because I just don't have the mats for them. And if I had we get those like monthly free mats, I never know what I need because I don't keep track of what servant needs what. So if I had some sort of record of horseshoes are here, I need horseshoes specifically, then I know what to grab. So I did see that Melu Barghest and I was almost tempted, but it didn't have Balban Shi, so I was like, nope. Never mind. But I do want Janako. And Arjuna Altar, to be honest. It's just, I've got a good chance at getting that end of the year banner. Or at least having a decent amount of courts to spend on it. And I know you want me to get Scotty and I want to get Ajvathama, and I have a chance on the same roll to get both. So I will save and wait for that because it's the best decision for me right now.
Yeah, Yui's one of my targets too, Takos.
Yeah, I know Dakota, but I don't, when I log into FGO on the daily, I don't look, these are the 6 materials available this month. Let me go on to Game Press and cross-reference the list of servants in my inventory that I don't actually remember who I have and who I don't to what I need for that's the point of the spreadsheet. I'll be using things like Game Press to help me get it all listed out. That way it's available to me in a format that's like a one-click open,
Yeah.
And plus, it'll be fun to hang out and do that. That'll also lead to me... that'll probably be when I end up doing a stream where I review most of the servants we've already done. Because I'll have to go through all the servants we've already done and think back. And so I might just do that as a giant Thanksgiving week stream. Not on Thanksgiving Day, obviously. But sometime that week, I'll just do a huge stream where I'm just going through everything.
I'll join you if you do it Black Friday.
Can't do it Black Friday.
Rip.
I don't think I can do it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday that week. Let me check. Yeah. Can't do it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday that week. It's a dog sit note. I could do it Monday, Tuesday, or Friday, Saturday is when I'm probably going to do it. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's my goal. Then That'll give me a solid date for when I can do that. Because I keep promising that I'm going to get around to reviewing, like, all of the old Reacts videos and looking back through the servants that, like, have piled up that I sort of vaguely remember but don't really remember. That's when I'll be doing it. That'll be fun. I am sad to miss the Ptolemaeus event. I am actually very upset about missing that.
I mean, we'll go back and read it at some point.
Yeah, but it would have been nice if it hadn't been locked, so I could have done it. You know, because I would have done it. So it would have been nice if it hadn't been locked. Fujimaru doesn't get it shorts.
I showed you one of them at one point. In one of the Reacts videos.
Okay. Oh, wait, I think I know what you mean.
The funky style.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yep. Yeah. So, just kind of popping along. Our most recent Reacts has filled me with rage and sadness. I will never get over this betrayal. I have been actively betrayed.
Yes, you have.
By the world, by the game, but I'm blaming Nasu for this. I will fight a mushroom. You know that image you sent to the chat of whoever it was choking out the mushroom?
Yes.
I will be her. I will choke out the mushroom. It has been a long time since I have been this upset about a servant during a Reacts. Like a long time.
It's not out of frustration of the servant itself.
No, it's not out of frustration. Mushroom made it so I don't get to get a servant I want for a very, very long time because Mushroom is a dick. And I hate him.
It'll make sense when the video actually comes out, guys.
Yeah, I think it's coming out close to New Year's Day.
Yeah, it's our last Reacts of the year.
Yeah. So it's going to be a while for you guys because we're recording in advance because Knick Knack's going on vacation. So we're a little further ahead than we normally are, even.
Yeah.
But that means we'll be less far ahead when we get back in January.
Yeah, it means you guys will be sitting pretty close to recording date at that point.
Yeah. But I will murder a mushroom. I am so upset. I cried. I actually cried during this recording, guys. Actually cried. Genuine tears of sadness and then frustration. It's gonna be a banger.
All the stages of grief in one recording.
All of them. Anger, denial. We actually already did Rama. Well, we technically did Sita with Rama.
Yeah, Rama and Sita were one video.
Yeah. And that was, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
it was
all
a while.
earlier ones.
Yeah. I could really go for some garlic fried mushrooms right now.
You know where to get garlic fried mushrooms?
Well, I could make them, but I would need mushrooms, and I don't have mushrooms in the house currently. Yeah. We did Sita with Rama. And Rama and Sita were, I think, the first Indian servants we did.
Something like that.
And then after that, we did Arjuna and Karna.
Yeah.
And then after Arjuna and Karna, we did kind of like all the rest that were available at the time. And we've just kind of been doing them as they come. Obviously, you guys recently saw Durga Kali and Vritra Indra. Because, I pulled Vritra, which, by the way, that's a servant that I just have not had the mats to level up,
Isn't it good to do a servant you already have and like?
I know, yeah. I mean, you can guess, Frost Shard. You can always guess.
It'll make sense when you guys get there.
I'm still a little upset. I'm still a lot upset. It's not a little, it's a lot.
This is a fresh wound, guys. We just recorded this one on Thursday.
Yeah. I think they're asking for hints.
No.
Yeah, no. You won't get any special hints from us on it. Although, as usual, if anyone wants to pop a question as to whether someone's on the schedule, feel free, although at this point almost everyone's on the schedule for next year. There's not much left out to 2027. I think we've got enough to do 2027, and that's it. So everyone's on the schedule at this point.
If not 2027, they're pretty much locked in for 2028.
Nady says, let's play FGOodle. Hi, I can hear myself. Everyone's on the schedule.
Wrong button.
I can hear myself really loud.
So I'm going to close the video since I've closed the tab.
Oh.
It's like, oh, I hear something. Maybe your mother's out in the hall. No.
No. Let's just... For you and me.
Fair enough.
Since you closed your thing. Can't really change the size scaling of it, but I can at least...
If you want, you can full screen it.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the size of the text.
Ah.
Yeah. So I'd make it a little bigger, show it out, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know. No. No. Yeah, Tacos, the joke is that everyone is on there in either 2026 or 2027. Every single servant that's currently released is on the schedule in either 2026 or 2027. Because that's it. That's all we have. We don't have anything past that for Servant Reacts. We don't currently have enough servants to make out a schedule for 2028. We just don't. We barely have enough to get through 2027. And I mean, granted, they've got time to release new servants, but FGO does not release servants at the rate that we cover servants in this series, so...
So, like, even though I'm, like, not for FGO abandoning its original app and doing FGO 2, that would also probably save our channel.
Which is why we're trying to introduce more content.
New servants.
It's why we're trying to, produce more varied content.
Yeah.
Find other things that you guys enjoy seeing. Nady is asking, when are we getting the Persona DLC? When are we getting it? Huh?
Oh, yeah, that's going to be after I finish Pokemon Emerald.
But you only have a couple streams left, right?
Should be 2, unless I really stall out in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to be honest, y'all will be getting a stream from me either late next week or early the week after that may not be planned of Anno 117 Pax Romana. Because I have, like I said, I've got the Governor's Edition on pre-order. It's supposed to release on the 14th. I don't know how Target's going to do their deliveries, right? Because it's not available in store. So it's going to be a delivery item. So I don't know if they're going to deliver it to me on the 14th, which is what I would expect since my game code is included in it. And I should get release day access, Or if they're going to take like 3 or 4 days to ship it after that time period, which would be extremely aggravating because then I won't get it till almost the 20th.
I'll say this. Persona DLC, barring Bandai Namco sending me a review code for Fate Extra Record at like very early in the year, will be the first stream series of next year. I am going to need to take some time off after Pokemon. I'll probably keep streaming, but it's not going to be a series with that vacation in the middle there.
Yeah, that's fair. You got vacation. That's more fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. No, for sure. I'm not mad at the servant, It's the exact opposite, in fact. It's just filming the video made me upset and mad because of circumstances. Which, on that note, I really got to check when the next Evocation Shop drop is.
Yeah.
I want to say the next drop has something I want in it, because I don't think I got anything from the current drop.
Now, the current drop's all like the crossover characters.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at your Evocation drops next time.
Yeah, because I'm pretty certain I've got at least one thing in every Evocation Shop drop from now on going forward, except for maybe one.
So, the next one should be, if I'm not wrong, Cha-Cha, Sakamoto Ryoma, and Santa Nightingale.
Okay, so my gold character from that is Cha-Cha. I don't know if I'll pick up Ryoma yet, but I'm definitely picking up Cha-Cha. What's the drop right after that?
I'm probably going to push you to pick Santa Nightingale, by the way, just because she's going to be useful and she's free.
But what's the drop after that one?
So the next drop after that one's actually a bunch of Christmas characters. It's Santa Artoria.
Okay.
Santa Jeanne d'Arc Alter Lily.
Okay.
Technically, Altair the Santa, though it's only like making her more accessible. And then there's Santa Carna, who you already have.
Okay. Then I'm willing to pick up 2 from the next evocation shop drop then, because I'm since I'm not actively playing, I'm not earning a whole lot of leaves of evocation outside of what's being given to me for like logins. So I'm kind of trying to be a little bit more conservative on who I'm picking up, because I know that there's a couple of later drops down the line, like the last 3 drops that are going to come to the shop, where I want like 2 or all 3 of like what's getting dropped. Because I looked ahead and I was like, oh, there's a bunch of stuff I want, you know?
The next drop should be happening this month in the next couple weeks.
Frostshard, I do in fact mean Salami Kojiro.
And then the drop after that...
You mean Kakashi Hojiro?
So the drop after that is an accessibility drop for BB.
Yeah.
That you can already get all of her stuff. I think you got all of her stuff at this point. Summer Ishtar.
Yeah.
Nagao Kagetora and Summer Consort U.
And I want Nagao Kagetora and Consort U.
After that, it's all of the Summer Valkyries.
I want them.
You don't really know much about Aris, so you're not going to grab her. But then Kichi Hogan.
And I want Kichi Hogan.
Oh, you're definitely going to want EO in the drop after that.
I definitely want EO.
And you're probably going to want to finish up your Nox stuff.
I do.
Then there's Santa Martha.
Yeah. So I've got a lot of stuff coming up after the next 2 drops, you know? The thing is, Dakota Doyle, here's the thing. I have managed through actual discipline to make myself most of the time remember to log in. But the extent of my logging in typically is log in, collect my stuff, and then log out, right? Because I don't normally have time or it's just not something I want to be doing like when I'm logging in, you know, because of the kind of awkward timing of it. So I almost never do all the dailies. Even on stream days, I don't usually get the dailies all done, you know? It's just, I realize that I'm at the point now where I probably should put a little bit more effort into like dailies and weeklies, but I just don't.
Look, I don't log in and play much every day. I've been doing it more because of there's a system now that's a little bit annoying where you have to play every day. Yeah. But before I got that system, I didn't do any daily playing.
Yeah. But I don't even do that, Dakota Doyle, honestly. I don't. I should, but I don't. And I can't be that sorry about it, because it's a lot of the time, because of when I get the notification on my phone to log in, I'm in the middle of dinner, or I'm in the middle of hanging out with someone, or I'm in the middle of playing another game. I'm usually doing something else at that time. And I usually don't want to take my time away to, like, you know, switch to FGO for a little while, per se. Even though, like, I probably should at certain parts. Like, I know I probably should grind out some, like, gem quests and stuff. And I will need to start doing that maybe at some point soon. But I need to, like, dedicate, like, a specific time of day when I do that regularly. Because otherwise I'm just never going to get into a habit of it. And it's always going to be a struggle. Because, like, it's taken me, 2 years to get regular on logging into FGO? I mean, you used to have to avoid deleting me because I hadn't been active for so long. You know, as a friend on your account. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Whiskerwood released finally. I had said that I might have been willing to stream it this week, but what happened was I didn't end up being able to, because it did release like sort of. I think it released, early morning 2 days ago. 2 days ago was Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday I was busy. Yeah, throughout the morning. I do want to stream Whiskerwood, so I will try to make some time for that on the channel, because it's a game I definitely want to, like, shout out and showcase a little bit if I can. Because it's fantastic, you know? Like, I love it so much. But yeah. It's just one of those things. I gotta find some time. I feel like there's like quite a few games that I've been playing that are like open access, like you just buy the preliminary game really cheap and then it's sort of an open access, getting active updates and upgrades and stuff, and I'm like, that's kind of fun, right? Because that's where Repo is right now.
Yeah.
Repo just got the big update, obviously, and we were playing with the new mobs, like no mods, just vanilla mobs. Holy shit, some of the new mobs. What the fuck? What twisted psychotic mind thinks up this shit? Like, oh my god, I got off stream and I was playing with Winter and one of our other mutual friends, like after stream, and oh my actual fucking Christ. Some of those new mobs and shit, oh no. No. Like, I am no longer worried about the diversity of mobs in that game.
There's plenty.
There's so many new creepy things. Oh, it's so bad. It's just yikes. So yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting seeing what does happen this year on the channel. Or this season and this year. And I'm referring to the coming year, of course, 2026. Because, you know, through the end of the year, you know, with holidays, there's not much going to be changing over the next, like, month and a half-ish.
Nick Nat gets to stop memeing about getting that Fate Stay Night review done.
That's true. That's true. Finally, you get to be done with that. I get to stop hearing about it soon.
Then you could hear about me stalling out on the Fate Hollow Roxia review.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one shouldn't be bad. That one shouldn't be bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the here and the there. I'm very tempted to start like a personal world in Minecraft and stream it occasionally as like a Saturday morning or Sunday morning thing, you know? Very tempted. But I don't know if the way I play Minecraft is really conducive to streaming it per se.
What do you typically like to do?
Well, it's more so that like when I want to build something like a farm and I've got the video playing off screen or something and I'm trying to follow it step by step, you know? It's more so that element where I'm like, ooh. So.
You have finished all the Fate routes. Heaven's Feel. No hesitation. Heaven's Feel.
I could have guessed that.
Sorry, Ren fans. Sorry, Saber fans. It's not even that I like soccer the most. Heaven's Feel is just the best written route.
Yeah, that's the meme. That's the meme. Strangle the...
That would go hard as an emoji.
Strangle the mushroom. Murder the mushroom. Chop the mushroom up and use them in mushroom stew.
No, I've never shown Seki the animated trailers for the FGO chapters and events. I've thought about it a few times, but there's no real way to make that fun content for the channel. Because they're all like, oh yeah, look, cool trailer, but also there's these copyrighted music playing over it, and it's an animated thing, also could probably get us caught.
Because Nervemeister, you play as mice that are working as basically colonial slaves to your cat overlords. And the cat overlords are like telling you what to do and stuff, and you need to like pay your taxes and stuff. I think that the name of the cat overlord who like sends you messages, it's like Lord Catlico. Which is so cute. Oh my god, it's actually adorable. So you get these little mice, and you have to make sure that they have like a bathing area, but they mine and they farm. It's like the Anno games, right? It's fully just the Anno games, but you're playing as like cute little mice, and you have cat overlords. Send the GIF to the meme chat. I'll probably take like some of the emojis from there, you know? Kind of. Tacos, kind of. It's actually just Anno 1800, but with cat and mice, because it's set in like 1740 something, so it's very similar setting wise. But it's such a fun game so far. Very much up my alley in a way that stuff like Alien Isolation isn't. Oh man, I really got to delete that off my computer. I can see the game icon behind the chat log. You guys can't. I need to get rid of that. That way anytime someone asks me to play it, I can just be like, it's not installed. It's not installed. I'm just gonna go delete that.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get her to play another survival horror game next Halloween season.
Oh, okay.
The computer was fighting her deleting it.
Aha! Uninstalled.
Next year, guys.
Uninstalled. Uninstalled. Okay, so I want to say... Hold on a second. I want to take a look. Can I... Okay, this is going to play a sound for a second. I need to... I wonder, do they have any of the screenshot? I want to see the cat's name, but I can't. Yeah, it's not showing up, like, because it shows up like a letter here. But, oh my god, it's so cute. Look at it. It's so cute. I'm showing Knick-Knack pictures of Whiskerwood. Not that Knick-Knack has any interest in Whiskerwood.
No, those games are, like, as far out of my alley as possible.
It's so funny that, like, you do not like those games, because it feels like something you would enjoy, but nope. Nope. Well,
I'm not a management sim person.
I am. Zero Her, last year I did, like, scary games, spooky games all of October, you know? But, like, I don't know, I got hit with that bad, I got sick really bad in October. So it's like, even if I'd planned to do a bunch of, like, scary streams, I wouldn't have been doing them while I was sick regardless. Yeah, Peachy at the side house. Which is fucking Peachy this morning. We were trying to record something, and she just would not leave me alone. She was like, attention. I seek attention. Constantly. Oh, Peachy. Oh, Peachy. Yeah, that's kind of great. All of them.
Just Duryodhana memes.
Specifically the punch one, I could see that being like a great image, just, you know?
Get like a little intro video, end it with a punch.
Yeah. I also love the...
I like the explosions.
Yeah. It's great. God, I love Duryodhana. I'm so mad that I missed him on Raid Up. But I assume he'll be back around at some point relatively soon. And I do really, really want him, so... You know. Definitely a next year goal if he's on Raid Up anytime next year. Like, he's definitely a goal for then. Like, he's close to top of the list at the moment. So yeah, I don't really know if I have anything else to say today.
I certainly don't have much else to go over.
Yeah.
I think between here and last Thursday's Tea Time chat, we've covered about everything we can on the channel and just our general ongoings.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but yeah.
I'll see you guys on Monday for Pokemon.
And I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Salem.
Yep. We'll see you all next week.
Yeah. When are you streaming Pokemon on Monday?
7 p.m.
Okay. I'm 1 p.m. for Salem on Tuesday.
Okay. Not zero chance I might pop in and say hi. Not zero. If you're streaming at 1 p.m., there's a not zero chance I might crash at your place while you're streaming.
Are you watching Tron down here?
I'm watching Tron. It's closer to my place, but I'm coming up from around this general area.
You're going to that area, yeah.
So I'm going to be...
Well, I'm in class
on my way back, I might...
I'm in class from 10 to 12, but after that I'm free. So that's why I'm streaming at 1.
If you're still streaming, I'll probably come and chill while you're streaming.
Yeah. But yeah, so again, we'll see you guys this week. Enjoy the start of the new season.
Yeah.
Reacts continue as scheduled. Off the shelves continue as scheduled. Those are not limited to seasonal stuff. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.